Comal County, Central Texas, across the Fruited Plains, and around the globe. This is Canyon Lake Broadcasting, the voice of the Hawks, as Week 4 continues here on the Friday Night Lights. And KMAC Sports is the proud parent of Canyon Lake Broadcasting. And we are glad to be here with courtesies from Comal ISD and the faculty and staff here at Canyon Lake High School. Good evening. This is Corey Martelli and Darren Lesturgeon coming to you live from Canyon Lake High School. Darren, it's good to be back. Thank you for putting on the show tonight with Les Clary at KMAC Sports and being our producer and color commentator.
My pleasure. It's good to be here on a Friday night in the fall. Nothing better than this, and it's homecoming. Homecoming here at Canyon Lake High School tonight. So the crowd's going to be big. The players are going to be geeked up and ready to go, and it's going to be a fun one tonight.
Absolutely. Homecoming tonight, packed crowd, bums, corsages, a lot of gear, and we've got the Little League here tonight. Well, Canyon Lake coming off a big win last week at Wimberley, their Battle of the Backbone, the big rivalry. Canyon Lake walks out of there 33-14. Smithville comes into town, Division II 4A, but they've got a good squad this year as they're sporting a 2-1 record as they come into Canyon Lake. So it should be a good matchup. Both teams, both schools are familiar with each other. They do some scrimmage during the season. 2 years ago, we played them back-to-back years. We've gone up there before that scrimmage to get our feet wet on a number of years, so it's not unfamiliar territory.
No, we play Smithville. They have a lot of good athletes. It's a long ways up there, and so we look across the way, and the crowd's still trying to make their way here. We've made that haul over to Smithville. That's a good ways to go, but I think the teams kind of know each other. They understand what they're going to do, so it's not like this team will not have seen the slot T before. So it'll be interesting to see how they come out tonight and how they match up.
Yeah, their quarterback is number 9, Otto. He's got 588 yards passing, average 22 yards a pass, and about 173 yards a game on the last 3 games. Coming in 2-1. They are a force to be reckoned with, and we'll see how they bode against the slot team. We're going to go into both teams' the psyche a little bit later, but I just wanted to say it is good to be back here at home. We were on the road last weekend. Canyon Lake's got their hands full tonight, Darren.
Well, we absolutely do. Like I said, it's not to take Smithville lightly, but we've played them a number of times. I remember 2 years ago they got out on us early, and it was a very tough game for us. So, they're going to bring their A game. There's no doubt about it, and they're off to a good start. So they're feeling a lot of confidence at 2-1 coming in here to take on the Canyon Lake Hawks tonight.
Absolutely, one of their wide receivers, a senior, Drisdale, number 16. He's played 3 games, 18 carries for 220 yards, and he is one of the guys who averages about 12.5 yards a carry, 73 yards a game. He'll be somebody to look for. He's a big guy, and Canyon Lake defense will have their hands full tonight as they are not a true spread. They like to run the ball with their big guys, but they'll come out in the spread formations tonight, and they'll give Canyon Lake defense all they can handle. I promise you that. Catching the ball out there will also be Drisdale, but another person who likes to catch the ball a lot, and that is number 6, junior Hawkins. And Hawkins, 275 yards passing, 25 yards receiving on average. He averages close to 100 yards a game in receiving. So they run the ball well. They've got great size on the offense and defensive side. And they're a very well-rounded team in Division II 4A. Not much difference between Division 1.
No, absolutely. We talk about Wimberley. That's a Division II team. We've played a lot of teams in Division II over the course of the years, and had our hands full at times. So yeah, there's there's not really a big step up in talent when you talk about the difference between Division I, Division II. So looking forward to that tonight. See how Smithville's going to bring it as they come in here tonight, and they have a lot of really good athletes, and so like I said, we won't see a step off, a difference really between Division II versus Division I and 4A.
Absolutely not. As the Mighty Hawk Band makes its entrance here, we are blessed to have them. They are a nationally recognized band, and Mr. Watley's been here since the beginning, and he is also helped out by Caleb Hoffman, the assistant. But, back to the football. The Tigers are going to prevent Canyon Lake in a couple of areas I see. We'll talk about that later on as a key to success for the Hawks tonight. And as Don gets here, our stat guy, he's been over the volleyball game, and I'm sure he has a lot to talk about. But we'll get that here momentarily
absolutely.
in the second part of the Paul Sawyer Septic pregame show. But yes, they're looking on the field. They've got size and they've got some speed, and we'll talk about some individual players over there on the Smithville side. Canyon Lake again coming off a good victory. They started off with Marble Falls 20-0. Next, or 22-0 over Marble Falls. The next game is 23 over Weiss Pflugerville, and then 33-14 was the victory last week over Wimberley in Wimberley. So they're 3-0, and some people say they should be, some people say they shouldn't, but it's a quasi-young team finding their rhythm.
Well, this can really be a trap game for them. They come off an emotional high. We haven't beat Wimberley in Wimberley. They win that game. They win it. They took a couple punches early on. They really, I thought they matured in that game quite a bit and had a great second half of the game. A lot of good adjustments by the coaching staff. But this could be a trap game. Honestly, they're probably thinking now, hey, let's get into district play, and you're not there yet. And you don't want to see them let up at all as they enter in this game.
Absolutely, good point made, Darren. Canyon Lake has scored 75 points over the 3 games, only allowed 17 points per game on defense. I did talk to Coach Hooper a little bit earlier today, and we'll get his interview at halftime. You don't want to miss that. Coach Hooper is the defensive coordinator. For the Hawks, and we'll get into a little bit of what he talked about at halftime during our interview. We also met with Chance Martelli and the other senior with Chance. Martelli is Jacob Rupp, both had big nights. We'll get into what they did last week. Don't want to focus too much on that. We want to get into tonight's game. What's done is done. Here it is Friday, a week later, and there's lots to talk about for tonight's game.
Well, it doesn't get any easier. So again, they can feel good about the win against Wimberley, but it doesn't get any easier. They got to strap it on and get ready to go tonight.
Absolutely. Well, Don just got up here. He's got some volleyball news for us. He's probably got some other things to talk about in Smithville. I'm Darren. I'm Darren. Darren's Darren.
Yeah,
Darren's over there, producer of our show. I'm Corey Martelli, your play-by-play commentator. And Don Holmes, owner of HilltopNewspaper.com, is our statistician. This is Canyon Lake Broadcasting, coming to you live from Canyon Lake High School, home of the Hawks. We'll be right back after these messages.
When you need the best septic systems, look no further than Paul Sawyer Septics, the only company with a 3-year warranty and a 3-year maintenance agreement in the business. PaulSawyerSeptics.com, installing systems that last a lifetime. Give them a call at 830-935-4936. That's 830-935-4936. PaulSawyerSeptics.com.
At Lucky Sports Bar and Grill, you won't fail to see the Big Texas personality. Come watch some of your favorite sports while enjoying our great food or an ice-cold beverage from our full-service bar. You can choose between indoor or outdoor patio-wasted seating. Lucky's is now open until 11 p.m. every Friday, varsity home games. Go Hawks! We're located at 18100 FM 306, and we're open daily, and you can find our hours at luckysportsbarandgrill.com or give us a call at 830-935-3115.
Hey, if you're looking for auto recovery service here in Central Texas and around Canyon Lake, call Thumper Auto Recovery, family owned and operated by Kevin and Cody Parker. Thumper Auto Recovery, don't fear the rabbit. Dead battery, out of gas, accident, lock your keys in the car. Call the rabbit, and they'll come running. A family here in Canyon Lake that cares about you and your family. 830-433-1864. Because it's not when you hit a deer, it's how many times. Thumper Auto Recovery.
You may think you can get a good burger almost anywhere around here, but at Baja Barbecue Shack we have a lot more to offer. While enjoying one of our delicious options between Tex-Mex and barbecue entrees, or enjoying a drink at one of our full-service bars, you and the kids will be well entertained by our live music while overlooking the marina, which is one of the best spots in Canyon Lake to see the beautiful sunset. So come join the Baja family. Find us at BajaBarbecueShack.com or give us a call at 830-935-3122.
making it happen every Friday night here at Canyon Lake Broadcasting, an affiliate of KMAX Sports. And we appreciate Chuck Licata and Merle Beltran and our QA working back at the headquarters, working with Derek to produce the show, is none other than Les Clary. Now, Les Clary out there, he is our QA. He's been for quite a while, and we appreciate being a affiliate of KMAX Sports. Well, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, everybody out there, let's go over kind of what's going on the field tonight. Both the teams are out there doing a little practice, a little field goal. And tonight, the Tigers are dressed in all-white orange helmets. They're going to be exiting the field. Canyon Lake is in their all-green, turf grinding machine outfit. They match the field. The field is a new field. Gold CL in the middle. Every 5 yards, it alternates color. Light green, dark green, light green, dark green. And the Canyon Lake guys, they'll be ready to put on a show for halftime, homecoming crowd, the whole 9 yards.
Absolutely. You got homecoming tonight, so it's always a little bit special. You got a lot of alumni coming back for tonight's game, and nothing more than this team would like to do than chalk up a win on behalf of the whole school.
Absolutely. One of the things we'll talk about right now before we get into some another break is Canyon Lake's season thus far. They're 3-0. They racked up some 75 yards on offense, held each team to 17 yards or 75 points on offense, held the opponents to 17 points thus far. And total yards for the Hawks this year so far is 1,050, and the opponents have been 456. And we'll get into some of the reasons why that is with the Coach Hooper interview a little later at halftime. But beautiful day. Rain's in the forecast. We have little high-flying clouds, and we have none other than Don Holmes back into the booth. Don, good to have you back.
Thank you. It's good to be back. Volleyball game is going well. They won their first set. And so they're up 1-0 when I left, and so that's good news for Canyon Lake. They're coming into this season with they're underwater. They're 12-14, and that hasn't happened, in 6 or 7 years. And so their type of teams that they've been playing has also been very good, and so that's going to be the proof. The proof's going to be playing tougher. Exactly, is how tough of teams that you play. Does that prepare you for district? And so that's going to be the question.
Well, I know that's certainly Coach Paisley's plan was to go out and play some tough competition.
Right.
And get ready for the season.
Yeah. Well, not saying that she's disappointed because she'd like to have a better record.
I'm sure that she would.
We appreciate you coming in. Give us a little 411 on the volleyball scores and what's going on over there. But we'll flip it over to the football game tonight at hand as the Canyon Lake Hawks are going into their final set before they exit the field and get into the field house. Tigers have already left. In fact, that's what we'll be doing here in just a minute. We're going to have the student council exchange here in just a minute, announcing of their cheerleaders and the Emerald Dancers here in a little while. So we look forward to that as part of our program here today. And Canyon Lake, as we mentioned, a young, kind of old team. I like to say for the first time of our history, we've kind of reloaded, guys.
Yeah, so last year was a very senior-laden team. So this year they brought up a lot of juniors off of what was last year's junior varsity, guys that really have played quite a bit of football at the JV level. We've seen them kind of grow up a little bit along the way, and I think the coaches are beginning to settle in on what those starting lineups are on both sides of the ball, and as you see that happen. I think you're going to continue to see the growth of the team as they really learn how to play as a team on each side of the ball.
Absolutely, you're correct. So, a lot of growing pains. Last week, Canyon Lake took one right in the kisser. They're in the first quarter. The rivalry game came out. You're going to get your best efforts from your rivalry games, and Wimberley came out swinging and sent Canyon Lake back on its heels, if you will.
Canyon Lake really, they came out and they loaded the box. They were intent on stopping the slot T, and there was no place to run. The blocking wasn't exceptional up front. They weren't doing some of the things that they should have been doing, and Wimberley really dominated that first quarter. But the defense bent, but they didn't give up a lot of plays. I think they gave up the first score of the game, but then they set themselves up. Well into the second quarter, and you can see them kind of get their legs under the confidence come back. They got a great big 93-yard touchdown pass, and that really kind of swung the momentum, and they never looked back after that.
Absolutely. Got a little spark there, and then after that, that opened up the offense a little bit. It set the heels on full tilt, backwards motion for Wimberley, and then we had the slot T offense does what it does best, up the middle, misdirection, and ended up with some big yards by Jacob Ruff for the evening. And so moving forward into tonight, it'll be a measure of how much they learned from last night, because Smithville is good size, good speed on both sides of the ball, and that'll test them to see if they had a learning curve from Wimberley.
Yeah, the question with Smithville is going to be, and I don't know if you guys already talked about this, but it's how good are they really because of who they played. They played Austin Eastfield, and Austin Eastfield is like a glorified, excuse me if I say this, middle school game.
Yeah.
Canyon Lake last year when they played them, they wanted to get out of the game without anybody getting hurt.
No, absolutely. So it's one of those things that when you beat Austin East Side, it's not like going out and playing the top echelon talent.
Well, and their second game was Austin Lanier, and that's another team that's just they're just not that good. And so you had two Austin teams that are on the lower echelon, and then they come in and play an 0-2 team in Columbus, and the 0-2 team beats them 61-48. And so that gives you another idea of what you don't really know what you're going to get with Smithville. In all honesty, how it comes back to when we played the Austin Eastfield of the East Side, of the last year. And my question last year was, how bad are you supposed to beat a bad team? And they beat them 62-0. We beat East Side 62-0. And so what is that? What is that bar that they're setting when that happens?
Yeah, no, I mean clearly you play up to the level of the competition. They handily beat them. They had suffered a loss, as you said, against Columbus. Smithville always has had good athletes, so we'll see how this works out as they get into the game tonight.
Yeah, but that's the question: how good are they? You just don't know.
Well, we'll find out here soon enough. We're going to take another break real quick and get some of our sponsors in here and pay a few bills, as they say. Good analysis by you guys, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Hey, if you're looking for a plumbing service to do things right the first time, well, look no further than Cowboy Plumbing Services. Cowboy Plumbing Services, owned by Jared and Sarah Criddle here in Comal County, will come out and do your home or business the right way the first time. Give them a call at 830-214-4133 or give them an email at cowboyplumbing@msn.com. Cowboy Plumbing Services, they'll do it right the first time. Look them up at cowboyplumbingtx.com.
Hey there, Hawk fans. Tired of struggling with parking, long ticket lines, and crowded seats here at Hawk Stadium? Hey there, Hawk fans. Tired of struggling with parking, long ticket lines, and crowded seats here at Hawk Stadium? Your Canyon Lake High School Athletic Booster Club has the solution. Memberships at Hawk level or higher qualify members for reserved parking, elite entrance, and reserved stadium seating for all home varsity football games. Memberships help purchase gear and equipment from multiple sports and help provide off-campus meals for all of our traveling teams. And $12,000 in scholarships were awarded to student athletes last year. Please join us for this year's Casino Night Scholarship Fundraiser to be held on Friday, October 5th at Goofy's Bar and Grill. For more information, contact us through Facebook or Instagram.
Thank you, and go Hawks!
Hey, Hawk fans, you know where to go when you want fine Tex-Mex food, and that's Meemaw's Tacos. Meemaw's Tacos, owned and operated by David and Melissa Sauceda, serving the best Tex-Mex food at the lake. Come by and see David and Melissa and try their many lunch plates from fajitas, enchiladas, and nachos and more. With 22 years experience of the hand-me-down recipes from Meemaw herself, these traditional, made-from-scratch Tex-Mex recipes are sure to impress. The staff will get you in and out and take your order as quickly as possible. But don't go too fast because you'll miss out on some great Tex-Mex food. So whether you're dining in or taking out on the road, Meemaw's is a place for good Tex-Mex food. On your way to work, going to school, grab a few tacos and spread the wealth and let others enjoy the handmade treasures from Meemaw's. So why have 2 tacos when you can have 12 is what I say. Don't forget about their delicious salsas made fresh daily and all of those delicious fluffy made flour tortillas. Give them a call at 830-935-2018. It's 830-935-2018, or look them up on Facebook. They're in the Hancock Center next to Lucky's, proudly supporting the Hawks. Go Hawks!
Imagine a game where you can pit the greatest Texas high school football teams of all time against each other. Before now, if you wanted to see the Permian Panthers of Friday Night Lights fame play Johnny Manziel's 2010 Kerrville squad, you were stuck with only your imagination. Not anymore. This new game allows you to play those dream matchups. 1983 Dangerfield, only allowed 8 points all season. 2015 Katy, 10 shutouts en route to their 4th straight championship appearance. 2008 Allen, their first of 5 championships in the state's largest classification, and so many more. Friday Night Legends is that game. What are you waiting for? Get in the game. Friday Night Legends.
To get your copy of Friday Night Legends, the game, head over to FridayNightLegends.com.
Let's play golf this weekend, okay?
Okay, where?
Well, the club at Rebecca Creek, of course.
Of course. Why, of course?
3 reasons. It's in fantastic shape, has a great pool to relax in after your round, but the best thing in the hill country is the tasty grilled smash burger.
Okay, I'm convinced. Let's call for a tee time. What's the number?
The number is 830-885-5168, or visit their website at www.rebeccacreek.com.
High school coverage that brings it 24/7, 365. Make that 364. This is the KMAX Sports Network.
Broadcasting is coming back to you live from Canyon Lake High School, home of the Hawks. And Canyon Lake Broadcasting is the voice of the Hawks. It's Darren and Don in the booth, making our way to tonight's game. We appreciate everybody listening to us tonight, especially Grandpa Bill out there in Columbus, Mississippi. You gotta like Grandpa Bill.
Well, yeah, absolutely. We like to have our loyal listeners, and it's we want to say a shout out. I know he's got a couple of grandkids on the old varsity team, and he's excited about that.
Absolutely. Grandpa Bill is a faithful listener there in Columbus, Mississippi. He's got 2 grandkids out there tonight. One, Jeremy Green, the freshman they'll bring up playing sophomore, and then JT Green, the senior. And shout out to you, Grandpa Bill. Well, we're going to wait for the Tiger Mighty Band to play their school song, but the band has not gotten there tonight. I'm not sure, by a little rain, maybe.
I got to believe Smithville might be a little bit late. Not so much that they didn't leave on time. It's just a long haul from Smithville. I certainly remember our band cheerleaders and dancers showing up just right in the nick of time, right before kickoff. And the last time we played them over there.
Absolutely. Well, it's a little bit of drive. There's inclement weather all across the state of Texas, and they may be caught up in some delays. They'll get here. So we're going to forego the introduction to the Mighty Tiger Band.
Yep.
They're not here. I don't see any buses. I don't have my.
I'm gonna give you permission and bless that we will not do the introduction of the Tiger Band. Of course, you know, it's as you said, there's weather all over the area, and has been. Last week we were in a bit of weather over at Wimberley, and but tonight, so far, it looks pretty clear. I can see a little bit of sunshine yet as the sun makes its way down, and hopefully we'll get lucky enough and be able to play this game without a lot of rain.
Well, it's not the rain I'm worried about; it's the lightning.
That's true.
Lightning is what the killer is. I don't mind playing in rain, especially with a slot T offense. And rain doesn't bother me a bit. But if you have that lightning, then that stops everything.
Especially when you're sitting up here in this fine booth.
Amen, brother. Preach it.
But you're right. You know, we had a call a game earlier this year against Pflugerville, Weiss, because of lightning, and we only got to get to about the couple minutes into the third quarter when that game was called.
Right. So it's that's what the killer is. When you
a couple
get
of years
lightning.
ago, we played 3 games in the rain. I think it was 3 years ago.
It had to be 3 years ago because it was Blanco game. Right? Yeah.
So inclement weather comes, lightning within 10 miles. We'll have to shut it down, folks, and get off the air. But if that happens, just stay tuned. Give us a little bit of time. Check to see if we're back on, because if lightning is in within the area, we do have to leave the booth and shut down, unfortunately. That is the UIL rules, and it is a safety issue because safety is paramount and above all else.
Absolutely. And we had to clear out of the booth. We didn't know we were going to need to do that. We had to do that during that game.
Well, just a little foreboding that may occur. We don't see anything on the radar at this time. No weather. No, nothing coming in or anything like that, but I'll let you know it is in the area. Well, Canyon Lake Broadcasting here in its 3rd season, coming on strong as the voice of the Canyon Lake Hawks. And we're proud to be here again for this season. Last season was a banner year, and this season so far we're 3-0. And Canyon Lake will be going through a rough district this year. We've got Lampasas, Burnett, Liberty Hill, Taylor, and Fredericksburg. And last night we went to see the Fredericksburg-Wimberley game, and Fredericksburg put it to Wimberley 43-20. So we'll have to be aware of that as Fredericksburg is on our schedule, and we'll have to make a note of putting down Fredericksburg as a tough opponent, as they always are.
Oh, well, absolutely. Now, so they won that game last night then?
They did.
And was that a handily winner for them, or was that a tight game?
Well, there was a lot of ebb and flow.
Okay, because I did not get a chance to check on the scores last night after the game. So, yeah, so absolutely, that's good. That means that Fredericksburg is going to be one of those teams that we have to look out for inside of district. You know, we know that Liberty Hill is going to be tough. Liberty Hill always is tough, and that we can expect. You know, Burnett, it's a little bit of an unknown quantity for us, but to see Fredericksburg kind of do that last night, that means we got to wake up, and it's going to be a tough road through district play. Sorry about that, Don. Had you disconnected there for a
Darren,
second.
no, that game with Fredericksburg and Wimberley tells you that they're on the same par with Canyon Lake right now, first off. Second off, Liberty Hill is carrying the flag right now in this district. They played some good teams already. Playing another good team tonight in Pflugerville, Connolly. And so they're not sloughing off on the schedule at all. But you have... You have Fredericksburg now that's going to be taking there with Canyon Lake and fighting ultimately, you know, on first place. But now you're looking at seeding, and if you don't come in first, you want to be second. If you don't second, then third, you know, then fourth, you're just happy to be in. And so you want to be in that second or first seeding when you get to that first round of the playoffs.
Well, absolutely, and Fredericksburg has always been a quality team. It's always been a tough game for us. It hasn't been necessarily a cakewalk. We've handled the last couple of years pretty well. But you can't take it lightly, Don. You just can't take them lightly. And that's one of the things
I don't think we take them lightly, but of all the teams that we've beaten, it's Fredericksburg. We're 8-2 against them in the last 10 years, and it's not like a Blanco where we're just 5-5, because Blanco could take it to us, and you never knew because the games were like 7 to 10 points max. But with Fredericksburg, either they're going to beat us by a lot or we're going to beat them by a lot.
Right.
They beat us the very first year, like 63-0, and then the other time they beat us is like 48-24, and so they're going to beat us badly. It's us bringing it back to them, which is kind of interesting because Fredericksburg has great athletes all up and down the floor. It's interesting to me that football is the one sport that they haven't dominated like they do track and all those other sports, and that's always been an interesting thing.
Well, we'll see how it bodes out as we get to that point. So tonight is Smithville. Donnie, have you got some insight in terms of what you think you expect to see out of Smithville tonight? I know you talked a little bit about the record. Kind of a little bit of a maybe 2-1 is not really indicative of what the team is, but it's a little bit of a mystery. So as you've done a little bit of looking and research into it, so what do you think you're going to see, and what do you think is going to be the strength for Smithville tonight?
Well, first off, what Canyon Lake will have to do is cut down on their penalty. I mean, not the penalties, but cut down on their turnovers.
Yeah.
Last year, we did not have turnovers. I mean, you can name the number of turnovers on your hand. There's 5 or less. This year, we already had 8 fumbles, lost 4 of them. And so that's going to have to change. Now, we have a sophomore quarterback, Peyton McMullen, and Peyton has been improving each game. And a lot of those at the first were him just fumbling the snap and stuff like that. And so that's encouraging to see how he's doing. Last week was even more encouraging because his passing was more in line. And the key with the slot T is not how you pass, it's when you pass.
Right.
Because those running plays set up the pass. Last night in the freshman game at Smithville, Canyon Lake scored 3 times in the last 6 minutes. That's not a slot T offense that can do that, excepting they came out and they ran 3 plays in a row, which brought the Smithville up again because we were gaining 6-10 yards on those plays, and then all of a sudden, wide open pass that tied the game at the very end of that contest. And so that's interesting. And then you go back to the last touchdown, which tied it again. It was a run. It's a jet run to the right, and James took the ball. James Bates, excuse me. He took the ball, and I think go out of bounds, go out of bounds. He said, no, I had 2 runners. I mean, two blockers that took out the players. Only had to beat 1 guy, and so when you back them up, that also gives the advantage to the slot T, in that you can make those long, explosive plays of 10 yards or more.
Well, absolutely, and you see that teams really selling out to stop the run, and when they do that, they do leave themselves vulnerable to the pass.
Right.
And as you said, it really is an offense that uses the run to set up the pass. Not really considered to be a passing offense by any stretch of the imagination, but that running game will set that up. I think tonight, when we think about these 2 teams, it's really going to come down to the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. We've seen some really good play on the defensive side of the ball. We got some nice penetration last week in Wimberley. Don, what's your thoughts about that in terms of the key for Canyon Lake to sort of control this game?
Yeah, if I'm going to put a magnifying glass on this game, I'm going to even get it a little bit closer than that and say it's how our defense plays against their offense.
Yeah.
Because they can score points. They've already proven they can score points. Even when they lost, they scored 48 points.
Right.
And so can Canyon Lake slow down their offense? If we can do that, then can their defense slow down our offense? And I think that's where our key is going to be, is that our offense, I think, will outshine their defense, because their defense gave up 61 points, even though they shut out the first 2 teams. Once again, those 2 teams were not that good, and so they give up 61 points to Columbus, and that showed me that their defense is not as top-notch as those putting up those 0 points against those first 2 teams.
Well, the beauty of that, if that sort of plays out, is that with the slot T, it's a ball control offense. It's one of those. It can't hit the big play, but it also can sit there and grind up 7 minutes at 3 and 4 yards a clip, and that can be kind of crushing on a defense. So you take a defense that's given up a lot of points. Clock management, ball control could be a positive outcome for Canyon Lake in that regard.
Canyon Lake has not had as many time-consuming drives this year. They've either like last week against Wimberley, they went 93 yards, but they did it on 1 play. They went another 90 yards later in the game. They did it with 44 to 55-yard run.
Right.
And so they're not doing those 6 yards in a cloud of dust type of runs.
Yep.
And going to 3rd down even very much. And when they do make their drives. So the interesting thing is going to see if their defense can make us play with not as much offense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And churning up the yards like that. That's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
It absolutely will. So it's a we got the teams in the tunnels. They're getting ready to come in. We got the music cranking up out here, and the team is ready to take the field. We got the banner up, and here comes the Canyon Lake Hawks as they're in the tunnel with the music playing and ready to go, and we're waiting for them to come out here as it's homecoming here at Hawk Stadium, and got a big crowd on this side. The team from the folks from Smithville are still making their way in, and we're just going to sit back and listen a little bit to the sights and the sounds as the team gets ready to take the field. And here comes your Canyon Lake Hawks. As they're led onto the field by the flags of the ROTC, carrying the Lake flags. In comes the Hawks as they rally up in the middle, huddle up in the middle of the 50-yard line. And they've got the Little Hawks with them as well as they take the field. So quite a bit of excitement. Here comes the Smithville Tigers. So the team is here. The band may not be here. The drill team may not be here, but the ball team is, and so we're going to have us a game, and it's a great night for that here on a beautiful Friday night in Canyon Lake, Texas.
Yeah, there's no wind. It's nice and cloudy. It doesn't look threatening yet, and with the slot T, there's a good chance we can get through the game.
No, absolutely. So
if the slot T works like it's supposed to, we'll get through this game before any of those clouds come.
That's right. It eats up a lot of clock and makes for a quick evening.
Yeah, hopefully, if it starts to rain, yes.
And now here's our national anthem.
The colors, the national anthem
by the Canyon Lake Hawk Band. Please rise, remove your hats. And veterans may salute.
And we'll now bring you the Canyon Lake Band playing the national anthem.
Running of the flag for Canyon Lake High School, the 2016 graduate and U.S. Army Soldier Specialist Andrew Mayfield, along with Specialist Kyle Carson, graduate of 2015. Lead rifle for the color guard, Austin Rockwell. American flag, Jason Watts. Aaron Hartman on Texas flag. Pat Drummond on the Army flag. Jacob Bohr on the Marine flag. Eli Clayton on the Navy flag. Jada Rainbow on the Air Force flag. Jake Peters on the Coast Guard. Serenity Garcia on the POW. Brianna Phillips on the battalion. And the trail robber is Jorge De Leon. Please remain standing until the colors leave the field.
We got to get those colors off the field.
Absolutely.
And, we got a lot of football play, but we stand for the national anthem here, and we'll let the colors get off the field. We have a couple of veterans that are in the military. They came back and to host the colors, if you will.
Yeah, it's good to see. Good to see the alumni here. As I said earlier, the stadium is packed, and on this side, Smithville's still making their way here, but the stadium is packed for a homecoming 2018, and so we'll have all those festivities probably a little longer than normal halftime as they get through those festivities this year. But it's good to see a full color guard. They got every flag of all military's services, all the branches, represented, so it's good to see.
And they are snap uniforms. By that I mean they are squared away and they look good.
Absolutely, they're not in their camos. They're in their full dress unis with silver and white helmets. Yeah, they look nice.
And they're finally getting off the field there, and we greatly appreciate them. So, everybody ready for Friday Night Football, the Hawks and the Tigers. Tonight's team captain for Canyon Lake will be number 74, Josh Allman, number 5, Caleb Allman, number 20, Tristan Chacon, and number 30, J.G. Green. The captains for the Tigers are number 1, Terrell Henderson, number 70, number 75, Cody Sear, number 88, Dion Heath, and number 10, Colton Orsak. Well, folks, the big boys on the other side, and they are in the all white with the orange helmets, black lettering, and there's some big kids over there, Darren.
Well, they are big right in the center. Where you look at the girth, you know, those guys on the it's going to make up the linemen, but maybe a little bit smaller than Canyon Lake in some of those skill positions. As I sat and look across the field, so they don't have as many players suited out as Canyon Lake does. Obviously, they're traveling and on the road, so naturally they probably didn't bring everybody. But
here's the coin flip, and coin flip.
The referee's giving some direction.
So the referees point out which side will be defended and received. So Canyon Lake might have won the toss, deferred. Tigers will take the ball to start the game, and the Hawks will be on defense. All right, folks, it's Friday Night Lights. Kickoff time at Canyon Lake. And nobody sits down for kickoff. Well, week 4 underway. Unbelievable and unimaginable, but here we are.
I tell you what, season just tends to fly by. The fall, I guess fall does that to us.
It certainly does.
We won a lot of tosses, yet we defer. Last year, there was no defer. We got the ball, we wanted the ball, we took the ball. I wonder what the strategy is on that this year.
Well, I don't know, but we'll soon to find out. Maybe we can get an interview about that.
Yeah, did you notice that, though, this year?
Sure have.
Yeah, it's like, is it a confidence thing? I don't know.
Yeah, kicking the ball off at the 40-yard line. Number 87, Trent Butler. Back deep to receive the kickoff for the Tigers. Number 16, Bryce Drisdale. And number 8, Joseph Lopez. Make that number 16, Bryce Drisdale, and number 8, Joseph Lopez. All right, Hawk fans, get on your feet. It's kickoff time here at Canyon Lake High School. 4th game of the season. And here we go. And Butler kicks one up high. Almost, it's going to be fair caught at about the 38-yard line. Caught by number 10 on the reception, Colton Orsak. Short, choppy kick way up in the air. Don't know if he's intended to do that or not, but Coach Strum's over there talking to him. So in good field position, the Tigers do start 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
Yeah, I think that ball it hung on the air a lot higher than what he anticipated. Didn't get quite the depth. They like that ball to land around the 25, 30-yard line. Gives a little bit of space. I probably gave them about 10 yards on that kickoff that they normally would try to get
1st and 10, the Tigers. Lane Otto at quarterback for the Tigers. Tigers will get into a spread offense, and their trips to the right, twins to the left. Immediately pass out in the flats. Number 6 will take the ball. And number 6, Kurt Hawkins on the reception from Otto. pick up about 1. It'll be second down and 9. Well, that's a quick tester to get his confidence up. Short pass, high percentage completion rate.
The Hawks are ready.
Brings up second down and 9. Again, no one in the backfield with Otto. That's a clean backfield. Otto takes a snap, looks right down the middle, wants to run it, has a man, he's hit, and pass will be incomplete, intended for Hawkins.
Otto saw his first receiver, didn't like what he saw. He was well covered out here by Rivera. Then thought he was going to run, but the defense began to collapse around him and just had to throw it down the middle of the field. Really no shot at getting to that receiver.
Third down and 10 for the Tigers. Otto in the backfield by himself again, in motion. Comes Drisdale. It's going to be Drisdale, and a keeper, and they get him. And coming in the backfield, Grayson Lee and JT Green. Loss on the play of about 3. Going to make a fourth down and 13.
I tell you what, that was just a classic sweep across to the left side, and both the linebacker and the defensive end read it well. Lee came up, pressed, made a great tackle out on the edge for a loss of a couple of yards.
Looks like Canyon Lake was in the huddle on all 3 of those plays.
And here's the punt.
Kick high, and Jacob Neal. And Jacob Neal with the reception falls on the ball. Kick all the way down to about the 35-yard line. They'll mark him at the 33. Canyon Lake will have it. First and 10.
It was a low punt. Ball hit right at his feet as he tried to come up on it. He kind of lost the handle a little bit, but wisely fell right on top of it. Neal's done a good job this year.
In comes Martelli with the play. It'll be first and 10 Hawks at the 33-yard line. 10:48 to go. Let's see what Coach Moses has got up his sleeve. Up to the line they come. McMullen under center. Connor Rose in motion. It's a dive play right side. And on the right side, he'll pick up, probably about 2 or 3 yards. Going to be Jacob Ruff with the carry. And Ruff will pick up about 3 yards. That'll be second down and 7. So Ruff last week came in as Ian Royer comes in the game. Ruff rushed 222 yards last night against Friday against the Texans on 12 carries, averaging about 18 yards a carry. Backside Chacon, he's got room. He'll make the first down or right at it. Chacon on the carry. He'll get behind Allman and Weber. And Chacon, he'll get to the 44-yard line, and they'll move the chains. On the far side of the field, and that'll be enough for Canyon Lake. First down.
Yeah, you talked about Ruff last week. He had a huge game and really ripped off some long runs along the way. We saw him hit the hole well.
McMullen back to pass. Man's covered. He's going to take it running. McMullen's got room. He's across midfield, still on his feet. He'll get the first down or close to it. McMullen on the scramble, looking downfield. He'll take it and run. He'll pick up about 8 yards. It'll be second and 2. Ball at the Tiger 48-yard line. Good run by McMullen.
Canyon Lake quickly to the line of scrimmage that time. They're showing a little momentum in their offense, a little hurry up.
Pep in the step.
Well, and Smithville was ready for that pass too. There's no one open, so he had to take off, and that's the good news. He got 8 yards.
In comes Neal and Connor, split out wide to the right and the left. Ruff in the backfield by himself. Dive play. It's Ruff. He's hitting the backfield, and big loss on the play as Ruff takes the ball. He's tackled by number 22, Jacob Bandera. So the Hawks will lose 1. It'll be third down and about 3.
Bandera got some nice penetration out there on the left end position and was able to pull him down for that loss.
Good blitz by Bandera on the go.
You mean Smithville?
I mean, Smithville.
Yeah. It was Bandera. It was Bandera on the tackle.
That's right. Third down, coach backside again. Chacon finds his way. And Tristan Chacon all the way out to the 41-yard line. He'll pick and weave behind De Leon. And they'll move the chains after an 8-yard gain for another Canyon Lake first down.
Chacon got the ball from that slot position, was coming out wide. There was nothing there. He wisely cut back inside, picked his way, as you aptly said, was able to get enough yards for the first down. So well done by Chacon on that play.
First down and 10 at the 41-yard line. The Hawks get to the line. Ian Royer comes in, double tight formation with J.T. Green, rough in the backfield. The dive play, and that's Ruff right up the middle, and he runs into a wall of white jerseys.
I think they're ready for Ruff.
So Ruff will pick up about 2, cross to the 39-yard line. Be second down and 8. Ruff last year, if you're watching the films, or last Friday night watching the films, you'll see he went right up the middle just like that for big chunks of yard.
But not at the first of the game.
Yeah.
He didn't have that until the second quarter.
Here comes Martelli with the play.
We talked about the challenge they had in the first quarter, just not being able to get kind of the blocking up front that they needed, and Wimberley was sold out to stop the run. Here they come the
Ruff
line.
and Connor in the backfield, and there's been contact by the off defense, and a flag on the play.
And I think McMullen was able to pull them off sides with the snap count, and I think it's going to go against Smithville.
That'll make it a 2nd and 3 instead of 2nd and 8.
Against the defense, that'll be 5 yards. Repeat, second down. So now we'll have it second down and 3. Good job by McMullen as Lucero comes to the game with the play to get those guys off a little kilter. They're right up on De Leon at center, and they're challenging the offense with 5 people in the front line. Connor Rose backside. Connor Rose gets hit. And Connor Rose, he'll take the ball backside, get around the right side down to the 30-yard line. They'll move the chains after a 4-yard gain, and that'll be enough for Canyon Lake. First down.
You talked about De Leon. He's been out a couple of games. They had a sophomore, Sean Pendleton, in there snapping, and this is the first game he's been back in the center position in a couple of games.
First and 10, Canyon Lake. McMullen under center, Connor in motion. Back to pass. McMullen's got pressure, gets out of the pocket, looks downfield, lets a long one fly to Martelli. And just out of bounds, intended for number 6, Chance Martelli. Make that Jacob Neal.
Neal was well behind the defender, was wide open. Because McMullen had to scramble a little bit, the timing was really off. By the time he let go of the ball, it went way in the air. It was way too high. Defender couldn't make a play on it. The ball sailed just out of bounds on the left side of the end zone.
Brings up second down and 10 for the Hawks. In comes Martelli with the play. Yeah, rushed, had him open at the beginning, got flushed, did what he could do. So brings up second down and 10, the 7:18 to go here in the first quarter. Canyon Lake on the first drive, Ruff in the backfield with Connor Rose and Chacon. Connor Rose in motion. It's a trap play. It's Chacon. He'll bounce it to the outside. Does a stiff arm. Gets across to the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10. And Martelli blocks. And touchdown. Canyon Lake. Tristan Chacon. Backside across the 10. As the Hawks get on the board at the 7:07 mark here in the first quarter. Well, Chacon, that was good open field running. That's experience. Martelli had his man cornered right at about the 5-yard line.
I tell you what, it showed a lot of good speed on Chacon's part as they get ready to kick the extra point here. And the ball goes down, and here's the kick, and that's going to be no good.
And wide right is Butler with the kick, so the extra point is no good.
So we're coming with 6-0, but as I was saying, Chacon made a nice play to outrun the 2 defenders, get on to the outside, and make his way to the end zone. Great block at about the 5-yard line by Martelli, sprung him into the end zone down there.
Yeah, I think the key was Martelli's blocking because the way their defense is set up, they have what looks like 5 linebackers behind the 5-down lineman. Then they just have one guy behind that. Well, if you're passing, that means you only have to block one guy if you get past those guys, and that's what happened then, and he just had to block that one guy for the touchdown.
Yeah, it was well executed on the part of the Canyon Lake offense, and they put the first score on the board at 6-0. They missed the extra point, and they'll get ready for the kickoff.
Time. Kicking the ball at the 40-yard line. Number 8, Jacob Neal. Back deep for the Tigers. Number 10, Colton Orsak. And number 6, Kurt Hawkins. All right, folks, off your seat and on your feet. It's kickoff time here at Canyon Lake High School. Well, Butler's not in to kick. Coach got Jacob Neal in there, so let's see what the senior can do. He's kind of the backup punter and kicker, Don.
Yeah, I think he might have been disappointed with that last kickoff.
So Neal will put down one about the 22-yard line. It's taken by the Tigers. Here comes Slater. Slater comes in.
I checked that. That's number 16.
Number 16 on the tackle for the Canyon Lake Hawks. Slicing through.
That's Daniel Neal.
Daniel Neal brought up just this week from the JV, makes a sudden and quick impact.
That's why I said 16. I wasn't familiar with that, and I just had to call that out.
Well, what happened last night is that the JV did not play a game. It was called off, and so he brought a lot of those JV guys up to play.
It'll be first and 10 for the Tigers at the 21-yard line. We'll see what Coach Hooper has dialed up. We'll get to his interview at halftime. Otto in the backfield, looks to the left side, has a man in flat. He's going to go long, got a man open, and there's going to be a flag on the play as Otto looks downfield.
Well, the
pass interference.
So on the far sideline, the receiver got behind the defensive back, and that was Caleb Allman. I'm sorry about that. Yep. Yeah, he just took the receiver out and drew the interference, but it certainly avoided a bigger play than that.
Well, you got to look back for the ball.
Yeah, and
he didn't look back once.
There was no looking back. He went right through it. That was Caleb Allman out there playing the right defensive back position.
37-yard line.
First 10, Tigers. Going to be a run play this time, right up the middle, and he's met by J.T. Green and Alex Harden and J.T. Green on the stop. -1. That'll bring up second down and 11. Well, that time, J.T. Green and Alex Harden did the Malachi brothers right in the middle, and no room there.
Well, they got no push on the tackles, and so the ends just pinched down right on the linebacker, and he had no place to go. I mean, on the running back, had no place to go.
It'll be second down and 11. This time, Otto's number 16 in the backfield is going to be Drysdale. Otto takes the ball. RPO gives it to Drysdale. He's got some room. He takes a cut across the 40-yard line, and Drysdale's hit. Tackled by number 4, Brandon Robinson. And Drysdale will pick up about 8. It'll be third down and 3. Well, that was Drysdale bumping and weaving, getting what he could get before the cavalry came. And Neal got there also to help out with Rivera and Brandon Robinson.
Yeah, that time the left end pinched in a little bit, and he was able to find a little space on the left side.
So third down and 3, big play for the Tigers. They don't want to go out. Here's a pass from, and defensive play knocked away. Number 7 safety Jeremy Green on the deflection. And that'll bring up fourth down and 3 for the Tigers at their own 44. Great play by the freshman Jeremy Green.
Tell you, that's what I was just going to say. He made a great break on the ball. I thought the receiver was going to catch it easily, and from the free safety position, Green came up and just punched the ball out. Well played.
Back deep to receive the punt is Jacob Neal for Canyon Lake. Jacob Neal, nice kick. Wow, nice spiral. Jacob Neal fair catches at about the 18-yard line. So the Hawks will take the ball over there as Jacob Neal has a fair catch at their 19. And it'll be first and 10 Canyon Lake, 5:12 to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, that was a much better punt by Smithville there. Pinned them back. But again, I think Neal's done a nice job this year of really filling those punts, not letting the extra roll take place. It's always a little nerve-wracking, but he's done a nice job of that.
Yeah, he got to let it roll the last week, and we had a 93-yard touchdown pass.
First and 10 Canyon Lake. Here comes right up the middle, and Jacob Ruff. He'll get across the 23-yard line, tackled by number 16. That's going to be Bryce Drysdale, and at number 35, Dalton Stevens. Gain of 4, second down and 6. Ian Royer coming in for Canyon Lake. Well, Ruff got 2 yards by himself on that one as Royer comes out. Double tight formation. Royer on one end, JT Green on the other. And it's going to be right up the middle. It's going to be Ruff, and nobody saw it. Flag on the play. And Ruff gets off to the 29, but there is a penalty flag at the 20 by the line judge.
Looks like it's going to be, well, it's hard to say. Having a conversation with Coach Drum over here around the call. And they're going to...
and the penalty will be going against Smithville, be offsides. They'll decline the penalty. Hawks will take the ball. And Jacob Rupp gets to the 29.5-yard line. That'll be enough to move the chains on the far side of the field. And that'll be a Canyon Lake first down.
Yeah, nice job by Ruff right there, just kind of muscling his way. I was going to say, I think he had enough for the first down, and indeed he did, and they take the play versus the penalty.
Connor Rose split out to the right side, backside chap. Tristan Chacon wide open across the 30. He gets hit, and the flag on the play. And flag on the play again, back at the 30-yard line. Chacon right side. We'll wait for the call. It looks like this one maybe go against Canyon Lake, Darren.
Yeah, it's in the area of a hold. There was a fake that to Ruff, and then there was a tie-up of players around that, and then in came the flag. So I think we got a hold.
Might have been a chop block.
We'll see what the call is.
And here is your call. Personal foul. That'll be against Canyon Lake. Holding, I'm sorry. So that'll be a spot foul, 10 yards. And that'll push the Hawks all the way back inside their 20 to the 19.
About where they started this little drive at,
I
think.
The 19-yard line. So we're back to square one. This time it's first down and about 20, Don.
Yep.
So it's first down and 20 for Canyon Lake. Jacob Neal comes in with the play. JT Green on the other end, kind of a double set tight end. Neal split out about 3 yards. Connor Rose in motion, jet sweep right side. And Connor Rose has got the corner. He'll get some of that yardage back. And
we got
flag on the far side of the field as Connor Rose gets out of bounds. So
I think they're going to get a little bit of a late hit here. I think we may get some yardage back as he was getting pushed out of bounds, and I think he got hit late. We'll see what the call is.
Connor Rose about 10 yards on the gain. I'm sorry, 6 yards. And here is the call by the official. He did get an extra little bit to get out of bounds shove from somebody over there.
Yeah, a little
bit.
And
it's going to be a personal foul against the Tigers. That'll put the ball at the Canyon Lake 40-yard line. That'll be enough to move the chains on the far side of the field, and that'll be enough for Canyon Lake. First down.
It wasn't a blatant hit, but it was about 2 yards past the line, and he shoved him into the yard marker. Here comes the play.
With the ball, cuts it back by Almond. What a great block by Almond. And Chacon out to midfield behind Josh Almond. And Chacon will get across to the 49-yard line. Gain of 11. That'll be enough to move the chains on the far side of the field, and that'll be enough for Canyon Lake. First down.
Yes, you talk about Josh Almond. Josh Almond did quite a job out there coming from that guard position.
Inside, out to Chacon, waits for Almond again. Almond makes the tackle, and Chacon, he'll be tackled for a pickup of a few. He's tackled there by number 5, Reggie Carter. Gain of 2. Nice play by the quarterback from Smithville. And I just thought I saw lightning. Or is that a camera?
I didn't see it, Corey. So I didn't hear anything, but I did not see it. So we'll keep on track, and we'll look at the weather here online and see what we can find out.
Second down and 8. Connor Rose in motion. It's going to be a backside this way to reverse trap, and Chacon takes the ball and runs over Chacon all the way across midfield. And he'll lay the wood all the way out to the 37-yard line. They'll move the chains on the far side of the field, and that'll be enough for Canyon Lake. Gain of 11 by Chacon, and he lowered his shoulder on that one.
He did, absolutely. He had a head of steam, and he put his shoulder down, and he ran right over somebody for another 3 yards.
In comes J.T. Green with the play. Coach Moses has kind of been a double tight formation with Ian Royer opposite of Green, but this time it's a double right side. They're going to push Caleb Allman on that side. Boy, the guys pushed the pile. And number 5, Caleb Allman with the carry. He'll pick up about 8. Second down and 2. And we've got an official timeout. Don't make that timeout on Smithville. Well, folks, listen up. Pay attention to, we have a special announcement here tonight. Right now, everybody knows the casino night is for October 5th by the Canyon Lake Athletic Booster Club. That's a fundraiser in which the Booster Club has awarded $12,000 in scholarship. Everybody wants a ticket to the hottest game in town. So at this time, reach under your seat to see if you're a winner for 2 tickets from the Booster Club.
Well, Corey, I did take a look at the old radar, and there is a little bit of a sell action down around New Braunfels that's just blown up.
Deep for that casino ticket. Someone's going to have 2 tickets tonight.
So we just taking another look at that radar. Everything is on the south side of the lake right now, but you know, there's a little bit of action going on, so hopefully that'll steer clear of us.
Well, let's hope it goes somewhere else.
We'll continue to monitor it as the game goes on.
It'll be second down and 2 for the Hawks at the 38-yard line of the Tigers. In comes Connor Rose, split out as Martelli to the numbers. On the other side is Connor Rose. He'll split out. In the backfield is Ruff all by himself. Dive play to Ruff. It's a quarterback keeper. Ruff throws a block, and the quarterback, Peyton McMullen, will take it. He'll get all the way almost to the 25. Call the 26. Peyton McMullen on the keeper. He'll pick up 3 yards, and they'll move the chains on the far side of the field. And that'll be enough for Kenyon Lake. First down. So this drive started somewhere around the 6-minute mark, Don.
Yeah, it started at the 5:12 mark, and so they
that
just
was close.
Yeah, well, they're running it down.
First and 10, Canyon Lake, full backfield. This time it's a backside to Rose. Rose has got room across the 20-yard line, and he has hit hard. Connor Rose across the 20-yard line. He's hit by number 44 of the Tigers and a whole host of other ones. Amonte Chase and Kristen Atkins. He'll pick up 8. It'll be second down and 2.
It's a nice run by Rose off the right side. Had a little bit of room, had a head full of steam, got a nice 8-yard run.
Smithville taking a few people in and out, getting some breathers over there as Hawks get up to the line of scrimmage. Chacon, Rose, and Ruff in the backfield. Peyton McMullen, Rose to the right side, throws, has a man downfield. It's Rose. Pass incomplete, intended for number 22, Connor Rose, on the defensive secondary. That's number 44, Christian Atkins for the Tigers.
Well, that was
that
was a second down and 2 play, which means that's a throwaway down.
But it is, and they decide to keep the defense honest. You got to do that every now and again when they start crowding the box, and they'll think about that twice. Now the good coverage by Smithville there. Rose tried to come out of the backfield and was blanketed between 2 defenders. Ball was a little long. He was not able to really make much of a play on it.
Double tight formation. And up the middle, Chico Chacon, and Chacon breaks across. And Chacon will get down right up the middle to the 5-yard line. And that'll be enough for Kenyon Lake.
Tell you what, Chacon
picked up 6 yards on that carry.
Chacon really had a little bit of head of steam right there as he obviously got the first down and then came along like 13 yards, I think. Something.
4-yard gain. I thought I was saying 6.
Sign language. He got 13 yards on that. Nice run by Chacon.
In comes Martelli, Naleon up there, but yeah, good run. You're right, Darren. Right up the middle there. Ruff in the backfield. Connor Rose with him. It's going to be Connor Rose, and Chacon takes the ball, and he's hit immediately. On the stop, number 52 for the Tigers on the defense. Gain of 1 is Chacon. It'll bring second down and goal from the 4. Make that Gallegos off the stop.
Yeah, the Gallegos had nice penetration that time. Just had no place to go, and down went Chacon quickly.
And that's the end of the first quarter play here at Canyon Lake High School. And the Smithville Tigers 0, and your Canyon Lake Hawks 6.
Canyon Lake doing exactly what they want to do here is just grind it out, use clock. That's what we talked about as a hallmark of their offense.
Yeah, in that first quarter, Tristan Chacon finished with 84 yards rushing. 84 yards in just the first quarter, just for Chacon.
Chacon alone.
Yeah, and so what's happened is as the game started, they were keying on Ruff, Jacob Ruff, up the middle.
They saw the 222
exactly.
from last week.
And the beauty of a slot T is that it doesn't have to go to Jacob Ruff every time. Other offenses, you know, when we had Zach Henshaw, we knew the ball would go to Zach Henshaw. Here, you have two other running backs that can get the ball and do just as much damage, and that's what Canyon Lake's doing tonight. It's Chacon doing the damage for tonight.
Well, absolutely, and they're spreading it around, and tonight they're keying on Ruff, and so that's going to leave it open for Chacon and Rose. We've seen a couple runs from Rose as well, so I think that's you pick your poison, right? What's going to kill you any given night?
Yeah, Ruff has 14 yards on 5 carries, so right at 3 yards a carry, and then you have Chacon taking off.
And now beginning of the second quarter, Canyon Lake will have the ball, second and goal from the 4. In comes Brandon Robinson, number 4 in the backfield. Let's see what they use him for. He's split out where Connor Rose is. McMullen under center. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. McMullen splits out to the right side. And quarterback keeper McMullen with the touchdown. The Hawks get on the board to start off the second quarter. A 4-yard run by your quarterback, Peyton McMullen.
Yeah, that was a design quarterback keep all the way, but it was well designed down there. A lot of fakes inside, and he was able to get free on the right side and was able to go in for the run. Looks like maybe they're going to go for 2 here. We'll see.
I think
and the Hawks will line up, and they'll try to go for the 2-point conversion attempt. In comes Neal.
Brandon Robinson might have been there to block for the quarterback that last play.
In motion goes Chacon. It's a pitch out to the right side. Chacon's got some room. He's got to make one guy. And here comes the cavalry. And the extra point is no good. All the defense for the Tigers. Number 18, Chris Sanders. 11:54 to go here in the second quarter. Canyon Lake 12 and the Tigers 0.
Well, they tried to go with the quick pitch out to Chacon. It was well read by the defense. Linebacker spied him all the way, and he really had one man to beat for an instant. He didn't beat him, and then the cavalry, as you said, came and put him on the turf.
Well, the Hawks are up 12-0 here. Just a few seconds inside the second quarter. It's Darren, Don, and Corey here. Canyon Lake Broadcasting, proud to be the voice of the Hawks. And we're going to give away some stuff here a little later tonight. I want everybody to get this phone number down because you're going to want to use this phone number to text us with your name. You're going to have to text us with your name to win these prizes tonight. And one of those prizes is going to be Lily's Java Pad, a latte. They're going to be open tonight from 11:30, from 8:30 to 11:30. So Lily's Java Pad at the lake, located in the Hancock Center. First person to give me a text at 210-246-3345 wins it. That's 210-246-3345. And kicking the ball at the 40-yard line will be number 8, Jacob Neal. All right, Hot fans, on your feet. It's kickoff time at Canyon Lake High School. Well, Coach gave Neal a little 4-1-1. I think he's going to try to put this ball in the corner, about the 30, between the 20 and 30-yard line. And he kicks a squibbler and right to a nutback, number 23. And he's still on his feet. He's twisting and turning. That's number 23, Tadrick Fowler. Fowler on the return. He'll get to the 41-yard line of Smithville. They'll have it. First down. Tigers.
I think he ran about 25 yards straight down the line, 40-yard line.
And it hit 8 people.
It hit 8 people and ended up to 41.
I think a couple guys came off the bench to hit him too, by the way.
First down, Smithville. Well, Otto gets backwards, trips to the right. And they're doing a spread offense. Pump fake out to the flats. He has his man. That's Drysdale. And pass complete to Drysdale. Make that Kirk Hawkins. Hawkins will get out across the 45, down to the 47.
That was Brandon.
6. It'll be second down and 4.
Brandon Robinson came out from that strong safety position or that outside backer position, was able to make the tackle.
Number 18 in the backfield with Otto, the quarterback, the junior. That's Sanders. It's an RPO to Sanders. He gets immediately. JT Green bounces him back outside. Here comes Grayson Lee. And JT Green with the pressure over to Jacob Neal. And
that's number 48 on that.
Number 48 is Colberg.
Andrew Colberg.
And the Hawks get a big play. A loss of about 7.
Now
They're going to walk it at the 41-yard line. Third down and 9.
Jacob Neal did a nice job coming up from his safety position in order to press that run and do that run defense.
JT Green shot across, plugged the hole. The guy had to bounce outside.
And then Neal came up on the run support.
It means third down and 9. Otto in the backfield. He looks to the right side. Quick screen out to the right side. Here comes Hawkins again, and Hawkins is hit hard. Hawkins on the reception. He'll get to the 46-yard line.
Hawkins was kind of high load there, man. I tell you what, you had Ruff coming from behind, and then I think it was Robinson that was coming from the front. And I tell you what, it was quite the collision.
Robinson, Ruff on the stop. It'll be fourth down and 6 for the Tigers. They'll line up for a punt. Back deep is Jacob Neal. You're right, Darren. He got hit hard. So here comes the kick, and nice kick again. And Neal's going to let this one go. It checks up and goes sideways and does the Hawks a favor. The Hawks will get the ball at the 22-yard line. First and 10. 9:43 to play here in the second quarter. Well, I'll tell you what, they've got several nice punts off, and the guy can kick.
No, absolutely. He's got a good leg. He's done a nice job. Hangs the ball up high. And it gives the defense a lot of opportunity to come down and make a play. And again, nice job punting.
In comes Martelli and McMullen. They'll set up first and 10. Martelli's going to split out past the hash marks almost to the numbers. McMullen rolls right. It's going to be a jet sweep to Chacon. Big hole up the middle. Chacon cuts back at the 30. He's still on his feet across the 35. And Tristan Chacon will get out to about the 39-yard line. He's brought down by number 5, Reggie Carter. They'll move the chains on the far side of the field. And that'll be enough for another Canyon League first down.
You had Braden Hodge coming off from that pulling guard position out of him, just leading the freight train in front of Chacon. So it was nice job, nice area with that lead block.
He broke 100 yards on that run, guys. He's at 101.
And 9:20 to go here in the second quarter. Jacob Ruff coming out of the game. In comes Caleb Allman, Tristan Chacon in the backfield. McMullen up under center. It's going to be a jet sweep. Quarterback keeper rolls out backside. And Chacon is wide open. Can he catch it? Does. And the reception all the way down is Chacon deep into Tiger territory. McMullen with the pass. And Chacon will catch it at the 36-yard line of the Tigers. That'll be enough for Canyon League first down.
Yeah, so Chacon releases from his running back position, goes out about 15, 20 yards out. McMullen has a lot of pressure on him. He kind of throws the ball up. I mean, he lofts this ball. I was a little worried about it, but Chacon was so wide open, he was able to make a play on it.
Jacob Allman still in the ball. Right side, Jacob Allman. And Allman gets behind JT Green. Martelli and Chacon. And Allman gets all the way to the 25-yard line. That'll be enough for another Canyon League First down.
It was a nice job of running by Caleb Malvin, using his blockers out in front, just picking his way through the crowd. And had a nice couple
Gain
blocks
11.
out front.
You're
Gain
right.
11.
Out comes Connor Rose. In comes Ian Royer. Canyon Lake running at will right now against the front line of Smithville. 8:15 to go here in the second quarter. DeLeon and Royer get up to the line of scrimmage. In the backfield, you've got Ruff. In motion goes Chacon. It's right up the middle. Ruff. Nobody sees him. And Ruff up the middle. He'll be tackled by number 34, Cameron Juarez. Juarez with the stop for the Tigers. He'll pick up a 5. It'll be second and 5 for the Hawks.
Yeah, just the plain old dive played right up the middle. That's something that Ruff has done a whole bunch over the course of this season. It's something we saw St. John do a lot of plays last year. And again, it's just 5 yards and a big push on the front line.
Martelli comes in with the play. Here's a snap. It's backside. Brandon Robinson scoots through. And Brandon Robinson, the junior backup quarterback, rover and offensive guru. We've got Robinson with the carry. He'll pick up a few yards. It'll be third down and about 3. The ball at the 18-yard line of the Tigers. And everybody saw that flash of lightning. Now, how far that was away, I don't know.
Well, it had to be 10 miles away, or they would be calling this game. They monitor this very closely, folks. I mean, it's something that the UIL does not take lightly.
McMullen backside Chacon, big hole, spins around, and Chacon, he'll get across to the 15-yard line. The marking right at the 16, flag on the play. Chacon got hamstrung a little bit. Good tackle. Couldn't catch the tackle by Smithville. But stopped Chacon dead in his tracks. He would have come out about a yard short.
Yeah,
here comes the call. Going to be offsides on Smithville. And the Hawks will accept the penalty. They'll put the ball at about the 13-yard line. They'll move the chains, and that'll be enough for another Canyon Lake first down. Darren's going to check the weather as Cody Klein comes into the game, the sophomore. Up comes DeLeon. Tight formation for the Hawks. McMullen under center, hands off right to the middle. Ruff pushes ahead. Ruff spins off somebody, dragging people. And Jacob Ruff dragging people down to about the 2-yard line. And that'll be enough for Canyon Lake. First down.
Well, Ruff
gain of 11 for Ruff as he looked like the Mickey Mouse turnover Chug Choo Choo with about 2 guys on him.
He did that last week, was able to drag them into the end zone. This time they keep him 2 yards out, but nice run by him.
Marcelli comes in there, Ruff in the backfield along with Brandon Robinson and Chacon. Ruff dive play. And Jacob Ruff, touchdown, Canyon Lake. And the Hawks stick on another 6 point on the board at the 6:02 mark here in the second quarter. Well, I'm telling you, the inside line of that Smithville Tiger defensive line is getting nothing but a good old-fashioned dose of slot T offense.
I think they're tired. What do you think?
Well, I don't know how many yards we put up at this point on them already. It's probably a couple hundred at this point, are getting close to it, and you're going to get tired when that's happening.
The extra point attempt for the 2 points are going to be attempted. It's going to be Ruff again. And Ruff gets across the line. The extra point is good. So, it's 6:02 to play here in the second quarter. Your score, Smithville Tigers 0 and your Canyon Lake Hawks 20. Well, let's see if anybody texts me for their free latte at Lily's Java Pad at 210-246-3345, and our winner is going to be Grandpa Bill in Columbus, Mississippi.
Well,
gotta like that.
You gotta like that. Gotta like
We're also going to give away another door prize right now. That's going to be Bow Hunter's Barbecue. 2 meats, sausage or brisket or ribs, and then 2 sides and a drink. At Bow Hunter's Barbecue at Hancock Center. Next person, give me a text at 246-3345. We've got a lot of stuff to give away tonight. Give me a text with your name, and you're up next.
Hey, Darren, you mentioned the yardage. Canyon Lake has 205 yards total offense right now.
Well, there you have it. Kind of expected that it was around the 200 mark at this point, given what Jacone's
the ball
done.
At the 40-yard line, number 8, Jacob Neal. All right, Hawk fans, off your seat and on your feet. The tradition at Canyon Lake High School since opening in 2007. And it is caught by number 35 of the Tigers, Dalton Stevens. He'll fair catch that one.
The other day. I'm sorry.
You had 4 ribs?
I had 4 ribs. At Linda Grissom one.
Okay.
So did Dennis McCrary.
Yeah, we had you on the old silent button there for a second.
Congratulations. First and 10, Smithville. And Otto will take the ball. He hands it off right side. Big gain across the midfield. Still on his feet. Down the sideline he goes. And number 16 with the big carry. And on the right side, number 16 from Smithville. Huge gain for the Tigers. Bryce Drysdale. And that'll be a Tiger first down all the way at the Canyon Lake 13-yard line. What some wheels does Drysdale have? I'll tell you.
42 yards on that run.
That is a speedster there. Having given some room, he put on the burners. First and 10, Tigers. Otto in the backfield this time. Trips to the left, one receiver to the right. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Otto up the middle, and he'll scoot across. And the quarterback Otto will make it to about the 10-yard line. Gain of 3. It'll be second down and 7. Well, Otto said, I'm going to keep this. Coach takes out Pendleton, and Kohlberg inserts Josh Allman into the game. So we're going to see what Canyon Lake's defense made of here against the wall. Otto, shotgun formation again. He looks to throw the ball, has one up in the air, and the pass is caught. Touchdown. And the Tigers get on the board here at Canyon Lake at the 501-yard mark. Defensively there was number 15, Nick Rivera. And the Tigers will go for 2. Well, Nick Rivera had his back turned and couldn't see the ball coming, and he just went up above him and got the ball. Nobody. This is a weird formation for the extra point attempt for 2. The whole offensive line is spread everywhere. Pass incomplete. The extra point no good. And we've got an official time here. And maybe a penalty, and if so, well, let them sort this out.
Looks like a penalty against
Canyon Lake may have been offsides. So the Smithville Tigers will get another shot at the 2-point conversion. They had everybody on the whole offense spread out across the whole field. So now they're going to have an attempt. They'll do an extra point attempt for 1 point here. Kicking the ball for the extra point. Number 7, Gerardo James. Here's James. He'll try the extra point attempt. The kick is up, and it is, I believe, good. The extra point is good. So the Tigers get on the board with a touchdown extra point. Your score at 5:01 to play in the first half. Canyon Lake Hawks 20 and the Smithville Tigers 7. That was, I'm not sure who, I'm not sure on the pass reception for the Tigers, but he had Nick Rivera turned around that he couldn't see the ball coming, and so it was a jump ball, and the result is that the Tigers got on the board. Back deep to receive the kickoff for Canyon Lake. Number 32, Ruff. Number 20, Chacon. And number 8, Jacob Neal.
I think that was R.J. Cardwell. That was number 43. I think that
number 7 kicking the ball at the 40-yard line is Gerardo James for the Tigers. All right, Hawk fans, on your feet. Well, I'll tell you, Dennis McCrary and Linda Grissom, they've got some yum barbecue coming. And I'm so nice, I'm going to give Ellen Nile a plate.
Well, there you go.
And it's a kick way downfield. Chacon's going to get it at the 5. He'll get across the 10, out to the 15, has a hole, breaks the other way, across the 20, and he is hit at about the 22-yard line. So Chacon will get it out to about the 22, 23-yard line. Canyon Lake will have it first and 10. He's tackled by number 4, Akwase Rogers. And first and 10, Canyon Lake. Oh, hang on, man.
So here comes the Canyon Lake offense setting up shop, as you said, so aptly at the 23-yard line. And Ruff comes out. Ruff was in the huddle, and they brought in, let's see who we got. We got Caleb Allman at fullback.
Allman at fullback in motion is Connor Rose. Jet sweep to the right side. He's got some room at the 30. Chacon throws a block, and Connor Rose. And Rose will get out to about the 36-yard line. He'll pick up 13. That'll be enough for another Canyon Lake first down.
Tell you what, that's a good run by Connor Rose. He has some good blocking out in front of him. Thought maybe he could have cut inside, maybe would have used that blocking a little differently, but they pinned him against the sideline, was able to bring him to a stop after a nice gain.
Connor Rose in motion backside. It's a gut trap in it. Chacon will get across the 40 to the 41. And Chacon will be brought down by number 18 of the Tigers, Chris Sanders. It'll be second down and 6.
Yeah, I kind of wondered back there why Smithville was looking to go for 2. Obviously, he got lucky on the offsides and was able to get the extra point and goes 20-7. So obviously, a couple more scores, and then it could be a differential in this game.
Ruff on the right side. He's got a hold. He's across the 45 and across midfield. Falls out of bounds. Number 23 on the stop, Tadrick Fowler, and Ruff will get across midfield to the 49-yard line of Smithville. They'll move the chains on the far side of the field, and that'll be enough for another Canyon Lake first down.
Well, but with runs like that and the offense kind of grinding it out, it might not ever get that close to have that 1 point make a difference in this game. But nice run there by Ruff.
Well, Ruff is definitely the piston tonight. Chacon has done well himself, obviously. Up the middle again. It's Ruff. Across open field. Across the 30, the 20, the 15, the 5. Jacob Ruff in the corner end zone. Canyon Lake touchdown. Jacob Ruff. And Ruff right up the middle, ran into his lineman. He quickly bounced out to the left side on the open window, and it was open pastures for the senior as he gets to the end zone for the 5th time so far in 2 games.
Well, I didn't see the pulling guard that was in front of him. He got a great block right up front at the point of attack. He cut it off to the left, as you said, he broke it off to the left, and it was nothing but green.
It wasn't. I didn't see the initial block inside. He hit his lineman, giving the block on the linebacker. When he got downfield, Martelli was still giving some block and bought some time for Ruff to get the corner of the end zone. Here comes the Hawks up the line of scrimmage for the extra point attempt, and there has been timeout called. The Hawks take a timeout as they go for 2-point conversion.
Well, the clock was running out on them. One of the Hawk players was kind of late getting on the field, and And that's what turned out to be we need to call a timeout so we don't have to go back 5 yards to kick the extra point.
But I tell you what, coaches not had a lot of confidence since that first extra point attempt that didn't go well, and with the kicking game, and has been chasing this extra point, this 2 points each time that they've scored. They're over the last 3 times in the end zone.
Well, folks,
don't forget after the game tonight, it's the traditional 5th quarter for all Canyon Lake High School students. And tonight is Breakfast Club theme. And they'll be serving up breakfast tacos tonight at the 5th quarter. Also tonight, Lucky's Restaurant will be open. And they'll have the kitchen open for some late night food action at Lucky's.
Well, the coaches have thought it over. They're sorting it out. They are going to go for 2.
Here come the Hawks for the extra point conversion for 2. And McMullen rolls to the right, has a man out there, throws it. Chacon. The extra point is good. Caught by number 20, Tristan Chacon. Well, that was a little bit of pitch and catch. And the Hawks move ahead 28-7 and 3:13 to play here in the first half. Canyon Lake Broadcasting, the voice of your Hawks, coming to you live from Canyon Lake, Texas, an affiliate of KMAX Sports. And we are proud to be here in our 3rd year as Darren, Don, and myself bring you the Canyon Lake Hawk action, not only for football, but other sports this season.
I don't know how long we're going to be able to stay this off, but that lightning is getting closer and closer, guys.
Well, I looked at this on the old weather map. Everything's on the other side of San Marcos. It looks close, but everything is on the other side of I-35 right at the moment.
It's like your mirror in your car. Things may appear closer than they actually are.
Well, like I said, they take it seriously, and they do monitor that very closely.
At the 40-yard line, number 87.
And so, absolutely, they're going to, they'll keep monitoring that situation. And I'm going to keep monitoring it on our side. We'll keep watching that as we see where these storms go. But the last view, everything was to the east and to the south of us.
Well, I hope the lightning stays over there with it.
Absolutely. We certainly don't want to see a delay of this game because it's going Canyon Lake's way so far tonight. And here's the kickoff.
Short kick in the air again, and I'll tell you what, number 35 with the reception. 35 with the reception again for the Tigers. And that is Cameron Warrat. I think that.
Now that was lightning. It's getting closer. Now,
Tigers will have the ball. 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line with 3:13 to play here in the second half.
So while the storms on the radar are far away, that lightning, that last strike we just saw there looked fairly close.
So if we go to break, we have to go, all folks. Just stay tuned, and we may be back, but we'll have to go if they get within 10 miles. Here comes Otto, shotgun formation, twins right and left, and flag on the play. And I believe this will be a delay of game on the Tigers. And that'll be a delay of game call on the Tigers. They'll have ball at the 40-yard line. First down. So the Tigers, they'll want to try to get a score here because they received the ball. Otto looks outside, hums it way downfield, and pass intended for Hawkins all the way down to the 30, incomplete, out of bounds. That'll stop the clock with 3:07. Nick Rivera there defensively for Canyon Lake. And that's Otto's arm. That was he threw that ball about 40 yards in the air.
He's hoping the wind would catch it. He might have got struck by some lightning.
Well, no, there's none of that. Again, checking the radar, getting an update on that. And again, everything appears to be on the other side of San Marcos. Here's the pass play. Here's the play. Otto
fake, pressure's on him. He's scrambling. Here comes Jacob Neal. He gets out of Jacob Neal's hold. He throws the ball downfield. Flag on the play. Pass is caught. And pass reception caught. And there is a flag on the play.
That was not Jake.
Number 23 with the reception, Chadrick Fowler.
That was a play you're not going to see happen very often. Grayson Lee was the one that had him over there almost wrapped up, and he got away from him, and it was not Jacob Neal. We'll see what the call is on this play.
And this is going to go against Canyon Lake. All the way. Well, we'll wait for the call. Holding on Canyon Lake declined, and they'll take the pass reception to number 23, Fowler. 1st and 10, Smithville at the Canyon Lake 24-yard line. Well, you did want this if you were Coach Hooper on your defense. You wanted to hold that ball because Canyon Lake will get the ball back at the second half. 1st and 10, Smithville. Hawkins in the backfield with Otto. It's a run option, and it's a fumble on the play. Fumble on the play, scoop and score. Jacob Ruff at the 50. Jacob Ruff at the 30, 20. It's going to be a touchdown on scoop and score fumble for Jacob Ruff. Flag on the play.
I think they're
As
going to
Ruff
get
gets across the end zone, I think Ruff did some showboating, Darren, and the referee threw the flag.
No, he threw a spot to see where he picked the ball
No,
up.
there's a flag down here at the goal line.
Yeah, I think as he went back, he kind of looked backwards. He slowed down.
Because Jacob Neal was running alongside him,
Yep.
and he threw the flag. And here's one sitting about the 2.5-yard line. But touchdown Canyon Lake on Jacob Ruff, scoop and score. So let's see how they measure. There's been some changes in UIL of recent. Coach Hooper is not happy. Or Coach Hooper is happy. He likes to see his defense make plays like that, cause a fumble, and the flag has been waved off. No penalty. And Jacob Ruff with the scoop and score, 4-6.
That's a 70-yard return, guys.
Well, it won't go against his offensive numbers, but a nice play by Ruff for the 70-yard scamper.
It's called all-purpose yards.
All-purpose yards.
Yes.
That is correct.
And here come the Canyon Lake. They'll attempt the two-point conversion. So coach is trying to make up for some lost field goals earlier tonight, and he's going off for the 2 plays. And there's been a timeout with the officials. With the Smithville Tigers.
I think they're going to give an explanation on the wave off of the flag.
Right.
But at the end of the day, those coaches want to hear why they picked it up. I thought it was a little ticking-tack. He did look backwards, but it wasn't anything serious.
He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything
in terms
out
of going,
of
other than he slowed down and did look backwards. Here
Here
come
goes
up.
the extra point attempt by the Hawks. McMullen under center. There's a snap. Well, right before the snap, we had offsides on. Well, they're going to say the Tigers or the Hawks. Let's see what the call is. It'll be against Smithville. So they'll make half the distance to the goal.
That's a yard and a half penalty.
And the Hawks will get a whopping 1.5 yards on the penalty. Number 81 in the game for the first time. And I don't have him listed here. He's one of the people that they brought up.
Eric Collins.
Eric Collins, number 81. I'm sorry, I looked at the wrong roster. I thought that was Collins.
He's a senior.
Absolutely is. He's fast. He'll be running track this fall. And here comes the 2-point attempt. McMullen under center, Chacona back to Caleb Allman. And Caleb Allman with the 2-point conversion right on the right side behind Davion, Weber, and Hodge. And the Hawks at 2:14 here in the second quarter, 36-7 over the Tigers.
Well, that was a lightning strike.
That was a lightning strike.
So again, looking at the radar, everything is on the other side of San Marcos and moving away from us.
Some people call it San Marcos.
Yeah, they do. San Marcos.
Just saying.
Yeah, that's true. Depends on what part of the country you're from and where you're at. I probably not quite that formal here, so got the San Marcos thing working. But at the end of the day, those are lightning that we do see off to the east. And if you know where the Canyon Lake High School's at, it's just off of Highway 32, looking back toward San Marcos down the Devil's Backbone. And we see the lightning, but it appears to be a good ways off on the other side of San Marcos.
I hear you knocking, but you can't come in.
So the lightning strike we saw was Jacob Ruff picking up that fumble, that loose ball, and going for 70 yards.
The positive and negative ions were going crazy, weren't they?
It was a thing of beauty. It really was.
Kicking off the ball at the 40-yard line, number 8, Jacob Neal.
So here we come for the kickoff.
Back deep in the middle of the field. The speedster, Kurt Hawkins.
I think the Hawks ought to kick one long this time. They're not expecting it. You know,
the last three kicks have been 11 yards.
Yeah,
12 yards?
12, 15 yards.
It's been a mystery what they've been doing in the kicking game tonight.
And here we go. This time he gets one down. That's going to land at about the 30-yard line. Check up. Ball still loose. Picking up by number 18 on the return for Smithville. That's Sanders. Sanders will take the ball to the 30-yard line of the Tigers, and that's where we'll have it. First and 10.
So Canyon Lake scored with 6 minutes left, and then Smithville scored with 5 minutes left, and Canyon Lake scored with 3 minutes left, and now Canyon Lake scored again with 2 minutes left.
Well, we'll see what the Tigers will want to do here. 2:12 to play in the second quarter. 36-7 is the score. Otto will probably get downfield in the backfield. With Otto is number 34. Cameron Juarez trips to the right. And it's going to be a run. That's Juarez. He takes the ball. He'll get across the 30-yard line to the 34. And Juarez with the carry up the middle. He'll be stopped by Jeremy Green. Gain of 2 along with Alex Harden and Colbert. Second down and 8. Colbert out last week with an eye injury. Here comes Otto. Pump fakes, looks downfield, has a man way downfield, lets it fly. It's going to be a little short, comes back and gets it. Nice adjustment. Pass reception complete. Number 23 with a nice pass adjustment is Todrick Fowler. Tackled by Green and Allman. All the way down to the Canyon Lake 42-yard line. First down, Smithville.
26 yards on that one, guys.
Allman had a good coverage on him. He was right there with him, but he made an adjustment back on the ball. Allman didn't see it, didn't get his head turned to see what was happening, and was able to kind of, on that underthrown ball, make a reception.
First and 10, Smithville. Here comes another RPO. It's going to be taken by Otto, and he takes the ball. Otto on the carry, hit by Robinson and Harden. He'll pick up about a yard. It'll be second down and 9, maybe 2. We'll call it second and 8. There's a lot of flashing going on. I'm glad that's at the other side of San Marcos.
It is on the other side of San Marcos, and it is moving to the northeast, actually, up the I-35 toward Kyle and Buda. So not really headed this direction.
Otto takes a snap, not before there is a penalty or a timeout. I did see a flag, and it's timeout. Timeout called on Smithville. 38 seconds to go here in the first half. Well, folks, if you got the number 210-246-3345. Again, that number is 210-246-3345.
If you're looking at home, I'm going to flash that up on your old computer screen for you.
We're about to give away a prize, and you're going to want to have this prize. So get ready for Dial-O-Matic as Tigers get up to the line of scrimmage very quickly, trying to catch Canyon Lake. Otto rolls out, got a man on the flats, pass complete. Here comes Grayson Lee. Lee on the tackle. Number 34 on the pass reception. That is Cameron Juarez, gain of 7. Third down and 3.
So a reminder on that giveaway, 210-246-3345, or on your computer screen, you can see the same number. That was a nice tackle by Grayson Lee as he came from that middle linebacker position, ran the runner down at the side.
Third and 2. Otto takes the ball, looks back, throws one way downfield, has a man, and pass going to be long, intended for number 8. That's Joseph Lopez.
That was a
throw. 4th down and 3. 22 seconds to go in the half.
That was a throwaway down for them, too. They think they can get 2 yards on the run or something, or maybe a shorter pass, but they're trying to go for the touchdown real quick on that one.
Well, they certainly were committed to a four down situation here with 22 seconds left. They certainly want to try to get some points on the board before the end of the half. Reminder, it will be a longer halftime. We've got the homecoming this week, and the homecoming court will be named. Here comes Smithville to the line of scrimmage.
Otto takes the ball, rolls to the right. Here's the pressure. Got a pass complete to Juarez, and Juarez has been knocked out of bounds. Juarez on the reception, knocked out of bounds by Ruff on the far side of the field. 15 seconds to go, and that'll be enough for a Smithville first down. They'll get the ball out to the 32-yard line of Canyon Lake. You know, I haven't even given anything away yet. We've got people texting. Just when I said get ready.
Get ready.
Yeah, they're already. We're gonna have to erase some of these people to start this over here.
So you warmed up your finger back home, out there at home.
Yep.
You warmed your finger. You got the number ready to go. So when we say go, we're gonna hit say. All you're gonna have to do is redial.
Yeah. So just hold on a second here. 1st and 10. The Tigers. Otto. Here comes the blitz. There's a man on him. Flush the pocket. Up in the air. Pass reception caught. And Juarez catches the ball. Brandon Robinson on the tackle. Be a complete pass. And timeout with Smithville. And the Tigers will get all down to the Canyon Lake 22-yard line. 7 seconds to go before half.
Yeah, they're going to want to take a couple shots, maybe try to get 2 plays off. 7 seconds left, not a lot of time. I think they have one timeout left.
They do, and I like the enthusiasm of the people wanting to win.
Oh, yeah, well, it's great. I mean, now what are you giving away?
We're going to give away $10 gift certificate to Mima's Tacos.
Oh, well, no wonder everybody's dialing in. I mean, like that's like gold, man. That is like gold.
We got 2 of those to give away tonight.
All right.
I had 2 tacos today. Did I say 6? I meant 4.
Well, I tell you what.
I'm just saying.
Why only stop with 1 or 2 or 3?
It's ridiculous. When you're going somewhere, get 12.
You might as well get a 12-pack.
And it'll bring up. That'll be enough for a Smithville first down.
So out of the timeout, they get a first down, so they're not worried about that.
Here comes a field goal attempt by
7 seconds. There's really a decision on whether or not. Now they're going to go for a field goal attempt. That's to be a long kick from the
39 yards.
39-yard attempt.
39-yard attempt by the Tigers.
Accurate. We saw him warming up. He's an accurate kicker. And nice kick it all the way through, and it is good.
Yeah, it was a nice kick.
A nice kick by number 7 for the Smithville Tigers, Gerardo James. So as time expires, the Tigers get on the board. The score at half, Canyon Lake 36 and the Tigers 10. And now let's welcome from Smithville, the Mighty Tiger Band. Well, here we go. Third person to give me a text will get Mima's Tacos.
Third person to give you a text, Mima's Tacos.
At 210-246-3345.
Two 246-3345. You had it programmed in your phone, so you should have just hit redial and should be coming in at any moment.
Yep.
Or retext, I should say, not necessarily redial.
Here it comes. Somebody's going to win $10, and that's like 3 tacos. Oh, and it's Leanna. It's Leanna Lamore.
Leanna Lamore.
Leanna Lamore.
Big winner out there. That's awesome.
Whoa, Leanna Lamore.
Well, that lets us know people are out there listening, Corey. That's good. Congratulations, Leanna Lamore.
Wallace Lamore. Wait a minute.
Wallace
Lamore.
Maybe.
Wow, that was quick. Mr. Wallace Lamore.
So he Wallace Lamore.
Yeah, Wallace Lamore.
Oh, okay. All right, Wallace. Sorry about calling you Lenore. But
man, there's
Wallace,
so many people calling so quick, I got all cattywampus.
Okay, well, don't get the Jimmy leg over there.
No,
Let's
you
just
can't get
stay
Jimmy
calm.
leg.
Stay calm.
We got another $10 gift certificate to give away a little bit later.
Excellent. Well, we see
stay tuned.
We see the Tiger Band. They came with their full set of props and set out on the field, so they're doing a full production number. This is quite interesting. It looks like it's a tiki sort of thing.
Well, I'll tell you, we're going to take a break here, pay some bills, get some of our sponsors out here. We've got a tiki theme for the band from Smithville. Very, very nice that they got here. Little delay of which I heard. So we'll take a few messages here, and we'll be right back.
You may think you can get a good burger almost anywhere around here, but at Baja Barbecue Shack, we have a lot more to offer. While enjoying one of our delicious options between Tex-Mex and barbecue entrees, or enjoying a drink at one of our full-service bars, you and the kids will be well entertained by our live music while overlooking the marina, which is one of the best spots in Canyon Lake to see the beautiful sunset. So come join the Baja family. Find us at BajaBarbecueShack.com or give us a call at 830-935-3122.
Let's play golf this weekend, okay?
Okay, where?
Well, the club at Rebecca Creek, of course.
Of course. Why, of course?
3 reasons. It's in fantastic shape, has a great pool to relax in after your round, but the best thing in the hill country is the tasty grilled smash burger.
Okay, I'm convinced. Let's call for a tea time. What's the number?
The number is 830-885-5168, or visit their website at www.RebeccaCreek.com.
At Lucky Sports Bar and Grill, you won't fail to see the Big Texas personality. Come watch some of your favorite sports while enjoying our great food or an ice-cold beverage from our full-service bar. You can choose between indoor or outdoor patio-wasted seating. Lucky's is now open until 11 p.m. every Friday, varsity home games. Go Hawks! We're located at 18100 FM 306, and we're open daily, and you can find our hours at luckysportsbarandgrill.com or give us a call at 830-935-3115.
Hey, sports fans here in Canyon Lake and around Texas. When you need the best septic systems, look no further than Paul Sawyer Septics, the only company with a 3-year warranty and a 3-year maintenance agreement in the business. PaulSawyerSeptics.com, installing systems that last a lifetime. Give them a call at 830-935-4936. That's 830-935-4936. PaulSawyerSeptics.com.
Hey, did you play Texas high school football? If you did, you're part of an elite group, the Brotherhood of Texas High School Football. All football players, past and present, who have ever suited up in the Lone Star State are eligible. Go to LoneStarGridiron.com/brotherhood. And thank you for the part you played in the greatest sport in the greatest state.
This show is brought to you by the book, All I Need to Know I Learned from My Texas High School Football Coach. A handbook of wisdom for parents, young people, and yes, even coaches. Head over to www.learnedfromcoach.com and order your copy to support sharing the stories of these great coaches and leaders. That's learnedfromcoach.com.
Hey, if you're looking for a plumbing service to do things right the first time, well, look no further than Cowboy Plumbing Services. Cowboy Plumbing Services, owned by Jared and Sarah Criddle here in Comal County, will come out and do your home or business the right way the first time. Give them a call at 830-214-4133 or give them an email at cowboyplumbing@msn.com. Cowboy Plumbing Services, they'll do it right the first time. Look them up at cowboyplumbingtx.com. Cowboy Plumbing Services, the right way the first time. M36742.
All right, well, we're back here at Canyon Lake High School, and we're going to bring you the Smithville Tiger Band, give you a listen to that as we have our halftime entertainment. So here's the Smithville Tiger Band. that's the Smithville Tiger Band. It's out there playing now. Earlier today, Corey got a chance to catch up with Coach Hooper, the defensive coordinator for the Canyon Lake Hawks, and was able to catch up and get his thoughts about the season, where they're at this point, and we're happy to bring that interview to you now. So here's Coach Hooper.
Hey Hawk fans, this is Corey Martelli, Canyon Lake Broadcasting, the voice of the Hawks, sitting here with the Paul Sawyer Septic coach interview during halftime against Smithville. I'm sitting here with the defensive coordinator, Coach Hooper. Coach, thanks for taking the time to talk to everybody out here in the Hawk Nation.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Hey, so a couple things. For this year, we're off to a 3-0 start. We've played Marble Falls, Weiss Pflugerville, and then last week, Battle of the Backbone, played our nemesis, our crosstown rival, if you will, Wimberley. We've had 17 points total this season on defense. What do you attribute that to?
Well, for the most part, the kids and the coaches getting them ready. Coach Means, Coach Tierney in the back end, and Coach Amanza, Coach Hodges getting those kids ready to go, and improving each week, and hopefully we can keep going.
Last year we had a stellar defense. We got some new faces this year, kind of mixed with a few seniors.
Yeah, we have a lot of kids playing on both sides of the ball and special teams. We played multiple kids on the D line and the back end and linebackers. We've had several contribute. A lot of experience coming into this game and then coming into district, and so hopefully that'll pay off for us.
Got Brandon Robinson kind of playing a rover weak side linebacker. We've got Kyle Wharton brought up. We've even got Jeremy Green. Some new Caleb Allman's now playing corner. Kind of go into the defensive mindset since we play the spread every weekend.
Right. What we try to do is force negative plays and hopefully make them play left-handed and get off the field on third down. And you mentioned a couple guys. Caleb's had a very strong start of the season on both sides of the ball. Brandon Robinson's come in and learned the defense and is doing a good job for us. And really we've had senior leadership with Grayson and Ruff and Allman and JT Green, all those guys, and guys like Hudson Duke and Pendleton, contributing on the D line. And so we're rocking and rolling. And he mentioned Jeremy Green. He did a good job for us last week, and hopefully that continues.
One of the persons that people kind of, hey, where'd that kid come from type news is Alex Harden. He's coming in tonight's game. He's got 3 sacks already on the season in 3 games. Undersized, but quick.
Yeah, thing about Alex is, he's worked his tail off through, every day he's in the weight room. And he's played linebacker for us, his first 2 years here. And we talked to him this summer about, hey, we're going to give you a shot at the DN position. And he's really, taking hold of it. And as you can tell, reading off those numbers, he's done a good job for us. So
I had him down as 4 sacks, but I see that one of them is kind of an RPO. But that's okay. I think he'll bode well for tonight. Yeah. So last season, your first year as athletic director. Now you're in second season. And I think what people kind of look forward to each season is last year and this year already is your adjustments from halftime.
Right. That's a testament to the coaches, Coach Drum, Coach Means, and all the guys that I mentioned earlier. We sit down and talk about a few things, adjust a few things, and kids for the most part get it done. So hopefully we can continue that.
During the Wimberley game, we weathered the storm as the Wimberley Texans kind of came at us real hard. You're always going to get your best from your rival, and they came out and they gave us a hard punch.
Right.
After the first quarter's over, defense adjusted. Kind of go into that a little bit.
Yeah, they, like you said, they came out and played hard, and they were doing the things that we thought they would do. For the most part, we came out. There's a couple of drives that we needed to get off the field, and we preached getting off the field 3 downs, and they converted some 3rd and long. We had opportunities to take the ball away, and we didn't do so with an interception and a fumble. Sometimes that happens, but second half we did a better job of that, and also our offense was rolling, so that helps as well.
it doesn't hurt to have an offense that can do 3.5 yards 3 times and take up a lot of time off the clock. Yes. So, well, man, let's shift gears real quick. I've got a fun question for you sent in by our viewers. It's kind of if you had a choice, would you rather be Speed Racer or his brother Racer X?
Speed Racer.
And why?
I have a bunch of brothers, and I spend a lot of time chasing my brothers.
Plus the car.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
The car, man, and the car itself. But anyway, that was sent in, so I promised to get it on air to somebody.
Absolutely.
Well, it's Coach Hooper, the defense coordinator at Canyon Lake Hawks, and we appreciate you taking the time for a quick interview. Thanks, Coach.
You bet. Go Hawks.
Yeah, that was Corey interviewing Coach Hooper, Canyon Lake Hawk defensive coordinator. He's done a fine job. Does a lot of really great work in terms of making adjustments at halftime, and so we'll see what he does as we come out in the second half. We currently have the Smithville band. It just finished up, and as I said, tonight is homecoming, and so. We'll see what happens here, because I'm not exactly sure where our band is at this point. I do see our dancers out on the field.
The band usually performs after the game on homecoming because they're doing the honors of all the prom.
There you go. Leave it to Don, the historian and the stat man, to be able to come back and give me a little direction on what's going on.
All I know is when I go out and do interviews after the game, I always have to go to the sideline because all the kids the coach Drum will say, "You guys get over there, and you're going to watch the band because they do all that they can for you guys. So you watch the band, and so that's what it's a respect thing."
Absolutely. So we will have the halftime festivities that will continue around the awarding and the crowning of the homecoming king and queen. So we expect that to happen here, and as we get going through all this fun festivities. Don, any quick thoughts relative to the first half?
We took care. Well, we won several parts of the game. The only thing we didn't win is special teams. We missed that extra point, and then our kicking is just not very good on the kickoffs. And so that is a direct, definitive thing with what's going on with Trenton Lorette
being out.
Yeah, and that's how much we suffer. When he's not there, to have an extra point kicker and be able to get the ball down the field.
Well, we got a chance to listen to Coach Hooper and your interview with him, Corey.
We did.
It was good. It was entertaining.
Coach Hooper is the defensive coordinator here at Canyon Lake.
Absolutely.
Last year, so this is his second year, and with Coach Hooper on board as a defensive coordinator, he's always big on adjustments. He likes to send his boys at the good times. He makes some things happen. So I did sit down and talk with him for a while.
Yeah, no, we got a chance to listen to that just a few minutes ago, and
great guy.
Yeah, and he takes very little credit for himself. Obviously, putting praise back on his on all his coordinators, but obviously he makes some pretty good decisions at halftime.
It's no big secret. We all know what the coaches are here. You've got Coach Tierney and Coach Means at the secondary. In the last several years, our secondary has shut down a lot of the guys in the spread. And we've shuffled out people like C.J. Parrish on the defensive side, along with, you can go back to even having Rosas 2 years ago, and then Rosas comes in, you get number 25 last year. Snowden comes in. You're making a mix of the players, and he's done the best with what he's had. And with what he's had has been a great set of students the last couple of years.
Has been very good, and he talks about even now in terms of how he's still mixing and matching and putting different people in, and he's got a lot of people that he's bringing. He talked about guys like Alex Harden and some of the guys that maybe you wouldn't have preseason thought, hey, this is going to be an impact kind of person, and we've seen that sort of take place.
Yeah, the mix and match aspect of that. If you're trying to get a beat on Canyon Lake defense, so far this year, you really can't, because there are so many people moving out in so many directions, different spots for different situations.
And he's done it without his starting free safety on top of it, because Lorette's been out for several games, and so that is something that's a bit of a deficiency. Now you got a chance to interview some other folks.
I did. I caught up with Chance Martelli and Jacob Ruff, and last week they had a great game against Wimberley, and I did have an interview with them, and get a chance to hear that real quick. And
yeah, so as we go through the homecoming festivities, we'll bring you this interview of Corey with Jacob Ruff, who put up 222 yards last week in rushing, and
12 carries, 17.5 yards a carry.
Chance Martelli caught a 93-yard touchdown pass. So,
longest play from scrimmage.
So
history.
Here's that interview now.
Hey, it's Corey, Canyon Lake Broadcasting, sitting here with senior fullback Jacob Ruff, coming off a big game against Wimberley, and senior wide receiver Chance Martelli coming off a big game also with Wimberley. I appreciate you guys taking time to get a quick interview here at halftime as the Tigers come in town tonight during homecoming.
Glad to be here, Mr. Corey.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, last week we're going to talk about the game against the Texans, Battle of the Backbone, big rivalry. Your seniors, we come out of there last week 33-14 on a big win. Jacob, you had 12 carries, 18.5-yard average, 222 yards total offense from you on 3 touchdowns. What do you attribute that kind of yardage and touchdown to your success last week?
Honestly, just with our offense, we have a lot of misdirection in it. And we were getting pretty good movement up from the line, so that was helping out a lot with the run game.
Most of your runs, not all, but the majority, 85% or so, I think it was, were right up the middle. And you broke it in outside. Describe that kind of misdirection blocking scheme that you follow when you go right up the middle.
Well, when we're running up the middle, we've always got something going on the outside, get people's attention somewhere else, try to get them distracted.
And so inside the guards was most of your running, right? So who was blocking for you up front? Was it the center? Who's your center?
We're always changing stuff.
Okay, so who are your guards?
We have Josh Allman.
Josh Allman. Last week Josh Allman was out, but you had Pendleton up front, right?
Yes, sir.
And who else? Braden Duke, maybe? Was it
Dylan Shepard?
Dylan Shepard. So you attribute your success to those guys, right? As a good fullback should, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Well, I know it's a tough interview. The pressure's on and everything, but that's okay. So, Chance, moving on to you. No big secret. You are my son. Pretty excited dad last week. When Coach calls the play, and y'all are at second down and 10 from the 7, right? Coach gives you the play at the sidelines. You bring it in. What's going through your mind?
Nothing, honestly. It's just another play and execute it. Nothing really came to my mind about how I could get the ball or this and that.
So, if I remember correctly, you're the second read on that play. Kind of go through your mind once you broke past the linebackers. Do you think he was thinking, hey, JT may be a little bit covered, should I go to Chance? Was that going through your mind once you broke past the secondary?
No, not really. I kind of just turned around and looked at the quarterback, and he's just throwing the ball, I guess.
So as the ball's going through the air, what's going through your mind?
Nothing.
Nothing. Don't drop the ball, right? So when you catch the ball at the 35-yard line, from that point on, it was a foot race. What went through your mind then?
2017, 2018 track season.
Oh,
at
really?
Wimberley.
Wimberley.
That's the only thing that could go through my head.
And so, knowing that, you ran track against the guys, you're thinking in your head, hey, there's nobody behind there who can catch me, right?
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah, something to that extent.
Okay, well, that's good. So when you got in the end zone, saw you do a little dance there. What was going through your mind then?
We got the first score. It's time to pick up the pace, and hopefully that one sparks a whole lot more scores.
Well, it did. After that, it kind of loosened up the defense on the Wimberley side, and then up the middle, Jacob Ruff took advantage of that. 222 yards, 3D, big game, big win. You got the trophy back, and any parting words on last week's game before we get into tonight's game?
I mean, we're just ready to move on to the next opponent and keep on working to be a better football team.
Chance, anything on that?
Yeah, Wimberley's a good opponent. Lots of respect, but it's time to move on to the next game. As each game advances each week, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we're still 0-0 and nonstop, pedal to the metal.
That sounds good. Sounds like your father might have told you that. But anyway, or maybe one of the many coaches who keep y'all prepped each week. All right, so tonight, Smithville. What has Coach told both of you at Smithville? What to look out for in your positions?
We're looking for linebackers, possibly blitzing a lot through the A gaps.
Okay. Chance, what about you?
Pretty much the same thing every week. The safeties are probably going to be lining over us or inside, and the D-ends are probably going to be outside this week, so nothing too different.
Okay. Well, let's switch over to have a little fun real quick. Got a couple of questions from our listening audience that want me to ask you guys. Jacob, I'll start with you. If you had to be one of the three, which one would you be? Catwoman, Batwoman, or Wonder Woman?
I guess I'd be Batwoman.
Batwoman, and why?
Just kind of spooky.
So, any other reason besides just kind of spooky?
That just seems like the best option.
Okay. I've been asked to ask you this. Are you the first generation in your family standing upright?
Yes.
Is that why you have a kind of a thick, foreboding skull?
Yes.
Okay. Just that. Somebody wanted me to ask you that. Hawk Nation fans should know this about you. Kind of Neanderthalic-looking kid, you know. So anyway, Chance, shifting gears to you real quick. So if you had to be one of the three, if you had to be Snow White, Rapunzel, or Trixie from Speed Racer, which one would you be and why?
Trixie from Speed Racer.
And why is that?
Because I like cars.
So you got the car, got the good-looking boyfriend. So what does that say about you, really, behind the scenes?
I like to go fast.
Ricky Bobby, I see. Well spoken, well spoken. Well, look, big game tonight. Good luck tonight. Thanks for taking some time leading the senior team out there. Got a big game tonight. Then, hey, before you know, we'll be in district. So 3-0 going in tonight's game and execute, and we'll see what happens. So good luck, and thanks for interviewing us at the Paul Sawyer Septic interview show here, King Lake Broadcasting, Voice of the Hawks. Any final words?
No.
Come out and support us tonight at 7:30.
All right, we'll see you. Thanks, guys.
And that was my interview with Jacob Rupp, and that was my interview for Jacob Rupp and senior Chance Martelli.
That's right. Two seniors had a big game against Wimberley last week, and entertaining as always. You never know what the kids are going to say.
You never know. You never know.
So
it's been a success. Coach Pavelic walks in right on cue.
Yes, exactly.
Coach, how you doing? Good to see you. How's the 8th grade looking this year? You got 2 minutes? 2-0. Let's get a quick interview with Coach Pavelic and talk about the guys and girls down at the junior high. Our 8th grade head coach, athletic coordinator down there at Mountain Valley Middle School, Coach Pavelic. Coach, thanks for giving us a right on cue interview real quick. Give us a 411 on what's going on down in your world.
Working them hard. 7th graders are out in the mornings working hard throughout the rain and all that stuff, and been some wet practices, but we keep getting better. 8th graders are another solid group coming up, and we're 2-0.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Go into that a little bit about, we had some new people join your ranks here this year?
We did, yeah. We had about 5 kids come over from New Braunfels, and they're a big help offensively, defensively, so we're going to keep it rolling. We got Canyon next week, teams we haven't played before, so we know they're going to be athletic, pretty big up front, so we got our challenging game coming up.
So a lot of people may not know this, but at the junior high level, you guys are playing within Comal ISD, the other junior highs.
Yes, and that's new this year. So we're playing the Smithville Valley schools. We just played the new Piper Ranch school that feeds Smithville Valley this last week. Got a good win, beat them 38-6 with A and B teams. Pretty much same score. So it was fun.
Wow, impressive. So how does it feel playing within the district? You don't have to travel as far, get some more time at the house maybe?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's going to be nice not having to go hour and a half, 2 hours away. So
cuts down on the drive time. Don, you got anything?
New players, your 7th graders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How can you tell before the season starts? Is there something you can tell if you know they're going to be above the level of playing, or some there going to be a lot of players that you're going to have to, we're going to have to work hard for these kids and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, we get them as 6th graders too in pre-athletics, so we kind of can see, the size of the linemen that we have, how athletic they are, and then the number of skilled kids you have. In the 7th grade class, we kind of had to recruit this year and get some more kids out, so we're developing them. That 8th grade group this year is a lot like this freshman class, where they just, from day one, were super competitive, coachable, athletic.
They won district last year.
I mean, they're the whole package right now, so we're excited about these 2 groups back to back.
Well, that's good. A lot going on down there. Inter-Comal ISD play within the whole county. Better shorter trips for you guys.
Sure.
I think y'all you've been hanging district banners for quite some time, right?
Yes.
How many you got hanging in the gym there?
Oh, I don't know. With A and B teams, there's probably at least 7 or 8. So
that's impressive. That's impressive.
You remember when Jacob Ruff was a 7th and 8th grader?
Yeah. So when Jacob, Trenton,
Trenton, all those guys.
Jacob, Trenton, and
Grayson.
Yeah, Grayson. They were all there.
Yeah.
Connor Rose, all those guys. We just rotated them at running backs, and it didn't matter what play we called. They were getting chunks. So
you've had some good times.
Yes.
I'll tell you, I appreciate you stopping by for a couple minutes. Give us a little 4-1, little impromptu, man.
For sure.
We'll have to line you up and come to some of your games.
All right.
Get you out
Sounds
there, man.
Good. All right. Appreciate you guys.
Coach Pavelic.
Yeah, have a good one.
All right. Be careful. And that was Coach Pavelic. He's the athletic director down at Mountain Valley Middle School. And he has been hanging some banners with the talent he has. So good to hear him right when he walked in. We were talking about that. We got some staff. I'm sorry, staff. We got staff? We have some staff. But we'll get to some stats from Don Holmes in just a minute. We went a little long, and we'll get to those stats in just a minute, Don.
You only have 6 seconds.
We're back for the second half of the Canyon Lake matchup with the Smithville Tigers. Back deep to receive the kick for Canyon Lake, number 20, Tristan Jacome. Also back deep, Jacob Neal and Jacob Ruff. Kicking the ball off at the 40-yard line for the Tigers. Number 7, Gerardo James. All right, Huck fans, on your feet. It's kickoff time.
Well, all the excitement at halftime is over. Connor Rose and Emily
away.
Young is the king and queen of the homecoming court. We're getting ready for the second half, and they're teeing it up, and we're going to get ready to kick this thing off.
And we're underway. Here comes James, and James puts his foot into it way downfield. Good kick. And Chacon will take it about the 7-yard line. He's out to the 15 to the 20. Has a window, cuts it back. There goes Chacon across 40 and midfield. Chacon. Tristan Chacon with the return all the way out to the 47-yard line of the Tigers. And that's where Canyon Lake will have it. First down to begin the second half of play here at Canyon Lake High School.
So that's more all-purpose yards, isn't it, Don? Right there on that kickoff.
No,
return?
that's about a 40-yarder return right there.
Everybody's getting into the all-purpose yards.
He's over.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I was just saying he's over 100 yards rushing. So
that's great to see.
Well, it'll be 1st and 10 Canyon Lake at the 47-yard line. Make that the 48-yard line of the Smithville Tigers as we open the second half of play here at Canyon Lake High School. And immediately there is a flag on the play.
A little movement on the left side of the Canyon Lake offense.
Penalty will go against the movement on the Hawks. And that'll take them back 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15 in Canyon Lake. Darren, what'd you see there?
Well, I saw the whole left side of the line jump, but I also noticed that Sean Pendleton is at center replacing DeLeon, so probably just splitting some time. There goes Jacob Ruff on a run.
Ruff takes it up the middle. Flag on the play.
It was offsides.
There'll be another flag on the play, far side of the field. Ruff gets out to about the 40-yard line. We'll see what the call is.
Giving you my observation, and they decided to run the ball on us here.
And it's going to be offsides on Smithville. So Ruff with the run. He'll pick up about 8 yards. It'll be 2nd and 2. Well, we're going to give away, this is what we're going to give away if Martelli comes in. We're going to give away another Rebecca Creek Taco gift certificate. Mimos Tacos.
Mimos.
In comes McMullen, throws out to the flats. JT Green. JT Green takes a hit, stands up over a guy, and gets across the 35. Pass complete to JT Green. He'll get across the 35-yard line, down to the 34. That'll be enough to move the chains on the far side of the field. And that'll be enough for another Canyon Lake first down. We're going to give away Mimos Tacos. Next person, give me a text.
Excellent.
246-3345. First big play by JT Green this year. He's had one other pass, I believe, Don, but he has been silent. McMullen takes a snap, backside to Chacon, right behind Josh Allman. And Chacon will take the ball for about 3 yards behind Allman and Pendleton. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Cody Klein coming into the game, the sophomore. He'll flex out at getting some experience and place a Chance Martelli. Here comes number 22. It's going to be Connor Rose weaving and bobbing around, and Connor Rose gets behind Hodge. He'll cut it back up at about the 30, and he'll get down to the 26, 27-yard line. Bring up 3rd down and 2.
Connor Rose on a little jet sweep, but it had penetration out here on the left side of the defensive line. He ended up having to cut it back up inside, was able to just kind of dance and tap his way to a nice little gain there, bring up at 3rd and 3.
Jacob Ruff hits the man, bounces off of him, and Jacob Ruff up the middle. And Ruff, he'll get across the 20-yard line all the way down to the 14. And they'll move the chains on the far side of the field, and that'll be enough for another Canyon League first down.
Right, there's another classic Jacob Ruff run right there, right up the middle. Couple of hits, couple of bangs, almost broke that thing, and they was able to bring him down after a nice gain and 1st down.
McMullen up under center. He'll go around, rolls around, wide open pass downfield. It's Chacon.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Canyon Lake. Peyton McMullen to Tristan Chacon. And the Hawks get on the board here in the 3rd quarter at the 9:50 mark. Well, just like that, Canyon Lake pound you, keep you inside. Now it goes Chacon for the touchdown in the corner of the end zone. And the Hawks get up on the board again. Congratulations, Courtney Teutsch, for Mimos Tacos. You won the second $10 gift certificate.
I think the Torches can use those tacos. They got a big boy they got to feed, so good for them.
But that's the way it goes, You get in there and you get you some tacos.
We're helping out the community. We're helping out the community. That's the good stuff. And the extra point
is good. So the Hawks at 9:50 in the 3rd quarter. Your score, the Smithville Tigers 10 and the Hawks 43. Well, Don, 43-10 real quick. I'm going to give a shout out. At this time, I'd like to give a special thank you to our chain crew. The chain crew on the far side of the field, Don Blair, Steve Yates, Jimmy Adams, Micah and Howard St. John. Give them a wave over there to our chain crew.
You got some nice looking shirts and pants. Those guys, they come dressed ready.
That's not just any chain crew.
That's not some guys we found in the parking lot. These guys they got their shirts, they got their names on their hats.
I think their shorts are pressed. I'm not sure.
Well, I tell you what, Jimmy Adams, he's running a tight ship over there. So
Jimmy Captain Adams, he'll run a tight ship on you. You got to watch it.
Hey, one thing you've noticed is that
the kickoff, number 6, Kurt Hawkins, and the Hawks will tee it up at the 40-yard line, and that'll be Jacob Neal. On your feet, Canyon Lake. It's kickoff time. And Neal will poke one downfield, the furthest one we've seen all night, down to the 20. And out the 16, looking for the wall. He makes the corner. He has some blockers out in front of him. Number 16 on the return, and that's Bryce Drysdale on the return. And they'll mark him out of bounds at the 35-yard line, and that'll be where the Tigers will start off. 1st and 10. Drysdale, he motors. He ran a while ago. Him and Hawkins have got the wheels on the club.
No, absolutely. They're they're not chump change out there. Those guys got some moves. That time, Ethan Slater did a nice job of pounding him out of bounds and just driving him into the sidelines.
It'll be 1st and 10, and Otto in the backfield with Cardwell, new guy, big number 34, big fella. Otto looks down, pump fakes, has a pass wide open. In comes Ruff. Pass complete to number 8, Lopez. Ruff on the tackle along with Neal. Gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Ball at the 40-yard line of the Tigers. 9:24 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Canyon Lake up 43-10. Hey, Jim, can we get some food for these 2 officials in here? Yeah, like a burger or something. Yeah. The officials.
Yeah, so here comes Smithville up to the line of scrimmage. It's pass out on the flats. Cardwell with the ball. It makes a move, gets to the 50-yard line. It's knocked out of bounds by Jacob Ruff and Jacob Neal.
And there's a injured player, number 1, I believe, has his helmet fly off. That's Terrell Henderson. Ruff on the tackle with Neal after a big gain by the Tigers into Canyon Lake territory at the 48. That'll be enough for Smithville, 1st down. Good call, Darren. I had a little problem with my mic just now, and sorry about that, folks.
Hey, no worries. I just tried to step in the best I could.
Well, you're batting to 700 right now as a
Yeah.
pitch hitter.
Not a professional at this. I want everybody out there to know that.
1st and 10, Tigers. Otto looks back, rushes on, gets in the pocket, steps up, rifles one down, and in and out of the hands of Jacob Neal. Pass incomplete. Intended for Tardrick Fowler, number 23. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Neal did a nice job of recognizing that and playing that safety position. Ball was thrown just a little behind the receiver, and he makes a great move on the ball and had his hands all over it. Man, I thought he was going to bring that in, and he wished he had that one back.
So you people that won barbecue last week and this week, all you have to do is walk in and show your ID. It's as simple as that.
It's all you got to do.
That's all you got to do. Show your ID.
You don't need a coupon. You don't need anything.
Here comes 2nd down and 10. The shotgun. Otto rolls to the right side, looks downfield, dodges a Canyon Lake guy, has a man out in the flats. Number 34 on the reception. He's still on his feet, and boy, he is still on his feet. And finally, he's tackled. Number 34 with the reception. Juarez on the completion, and we have a injured player on the field. But Juarez took on half the defensive line. They still couldn't get him down. He is a stout man.
He is. He didn't really go anywhere once he had the ball, but it was kind of like a bunch of people just lined up, just leaning into each other for a while.
Well, he'll make no yards on the game. It was impressive standing still against the Canyon Lake
It was
defense.
impressive. There's no doubt about it. It was impressive. Now, going back to this giveaway, you don't need a ticket. You just got to show up.
That's all you got to do.
We keep it simple here.
Otto backsides, pump face, got it screen set up, and the screen intended for number 1, broken up by Grayson Lee. Henderson, intended receiver, and that'll bring up 4th down until 10 for Stephenville. They'll get back to punt.
Smithville. Yeah, we got
a lot of football scores going on here.
Yeah, we didn't change any of the lineup out there. It's just Smithville.
It's Smithville.
I just want to confirm that.
Don't forget, you folks out there listening, Linden's Java Pad will be open tonight from 8:30 to 11, and a booming kick way up in the air, very impressive. It checks up at about the 15. And number 11, Christopher Calabas, he'll down the ball there for the Tigers. And the Hawks will have it 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. 7:43 to play in the third quarter. Well, folks, and after tonight's game, we've got the 5th quarter for the high school students, and for the grown-ups, we got Lily's Java Pad. They'll be open tonight serving latte coffees, and Lucky's Restaurant. 1st and 10, Canyon Lake. In motion goes Connor Rose as a jet sweep to the left side. Caleb Alban gets a big tackle. Rose is across 10, the 30. He'll pick up 15 yards and more, and there's a flag on the play.
Well,
and we got a yellow handkerchief down about the 20-yard line, far side of the field.
So that was a jet sweep to the left side. They had Chacon out blocking in front of him. I think they're going to get Chacon for a hold. It was the block that freed him up to get that next 10 to 15 yards, and unfortunately that's going to come back. That was about 8 yards into the play is where that block occurred, and I think that's what they're going to end up calling.
This will be against Canyon Lake, and it'll be a spot foul. And that'll take the Hawks further back down to their 13-yard line. It'll be 1st and about 11 on that play.
So the hold was about, as I said, 8 to 9 yards in. And so a 10-yard mark off from the spot of the foul, which occurred around the 22, 23-yard line. And that's going to put the ball back and play 1st down, but 11 yards.
Break from the huddle, McMullen up under center. And quick pat up the middle, Caleb Allman. There he goes, breaks outside. And Allman, he'll get around to about the 19-yard line. Brought down by number 5, Reggie Carter, and number 18, Chris Sanders. He'll pick up about 4 yards. We'll call it 2nd down and 6. Well, we've got a lot of people texting us, but we haven't given anything away.
They want that barbecue. That's what they want.
Well, if you're Dennis McCray, Linda Grissom, or Ellen Nye, or Miss Courtney Toich, just walk in with your ID.
You got it. You don't need anything else.
And we're not. Chacon on the carry. He is met in the hole by number 71 on the stop, Logan Montgomery. And number 52, it'll bring up 3rd down and 6. Jacob Neal coming into the ball game. Let's see what Coach Moses has up his sleeve as 6:26 mark just flew by in the third quarter. McMullen comes up to the center. Caleb Allman in the background. McMullen goes out, looks to the right side, has a man downfield. Pass complete. Jacob Neal at the 30-yard line. Jacob Neal stiff arm to the 40. And Jacob Neal drug out of bounds to the 41. Pass complete. McMullen to Neal. And Neal is tackled out of bounds at the 42-yard line. They'll move the chains on the far side of the field, and that'll be enough for another Canyon Lake first down.
Well, Neal was lined up over on the left side in his end position, and he comes up the line of scrimmage, breaks across the field, comes from the left side to the right side, gets the ball in traffic, and does a nice job with it.
Chacon, Allman, and Rose in the backfield. Jet sweep left side, Rose, and Rose gets submarined. Tackled by number 8 for Smithville, Joseph Lopez. He'll come in and take out Rose. Loss of about 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 12. A nice play by Lopez, like a torpedo.
It was a nice play of him coming up from his safety position and just seeing that play develop. You know, it's a play, that jet sweep, where you're running across the, behind that front line, and if somebody knifes through, you can be vulnerable. And he got a hand on Rose's foot, and he went down.
Martelli and Rose split wide out either side of the center there. Sweep right up the middle. Jacob Ruff right up the middle, bounces across midfield, and Jacob Ruff bounces his way down to about the 49-yard line of the Tigers. He'll be about a yard short of a first down. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Shout out to Natalie and Uncle Steve in Aunt Natalie and Uncle Steve in Fort Worth. I think they're of the green lineage.
Okay.
Not sure. There's a whole clan out there.
Oh, there's a whole.
They're everywhere.
There's a whole pack of them.
There's a whole pack of them.
Yeah, there is.
Pack. Don't forget, folks, if you get out tonight, stop off by Lily's Java Pad. Pick up a nice coffee for the evening. Third down and 1. Dive play, Caleb Allman. And Caleb Allman on the right side. Caleb Allman get around to the 41-yard line behind Hodge and Ian Royer. They'll move the chains on the far side of the field, and that'll be enough for another Canyon Lake first down.
Yeah, now you're seeing the offensive line beginning to really sort of control things up front, getting a good push, moving that defensive line out. Defensive line they're all down.
They're tired.
They're
tired. Comes with the play as he sends out 2 guys on the defense to swap them out with 2 more.
They're all down on their knees waiting for the ball to come up. Here they come.
Backside is going to be Connor Rose slashing across the middle, cuts it back upfield at about the 30-yard line, and Rose behind Teutsch and Hodge. He'll cut it back upfield at about the 35 and work his way down to the 29-yard line.
28.
And they'll say he went down to the 28, and that'll be enough for another Canyon Lake first down. In comes Ethan Slater, the junior, number 10. In comes also Lucero. 4:02 to go here in the third quarter. 43-10 is the score. Canyon Lake up big. Nathan DeLeon, the senior, at center. And McMullen gets up under center. And it's going to be Ethan Slater, the junior. And Ethan Slater on the carry. And Ethan Slater, he'll be stopped by number 8, Lopez. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. Likes to see Slater get in there. He's a gamer of his own right. Well, folks, the next person gives me a test going to be a round of golf at the Rebecca Creek Golf Course. A round of golf for 2, 18 holes at the club at Rebecca Creek, including cart. It's great, and you can get you one of them smash burgers at the clubhouse. Next person, Rebecca Creek Golf Course, 18 holes with cart. Split out is Neal. In motion comes Connor Rose, and there's been a whistle blown. And we'll have a motion on the offense. And that'll be against Canyon Lake, of course. And that'll push him back 5 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 16. Martelli comes in the game. And backside trap is going to be Ethan Slater. Ethan Slater's across the 30. He cuts back into 15, or make it to 25. And Slater, with the cutback, gets down to the 23, make it the 23-yard line. Nice run by the junior. It'll be 3rd down, 10 yards on the gain. It'll be 3rd down and about 5. Well, good to see Ethan Slater get in there. In comes Neal and Rivera, number 15, the cornerback. Wallace Lamore just won some golf.
Excellent, man. He's going to
enjoy
that.
Canyon Lake. Up under center goes McMullen. Backside quarterback keeper on the outside. Nobody's there. There goes McMullen. He sprints it out across the 20, and they're going to drag him out of bounds at about the 15, maybe the 16-yard line on a keeper left side. It was kind of a naked draw play a little bit. And the quarterback, Peyton McMullen, number 12, picks up 7 yards on the left side. And they'll move the chains, and that'll be enough for another Canyon Lake first down.
This is just a methodical drive right here. Just taking up 4, 5, 6 minutes. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly when they took over the took
at
over
the 7:43 mark.
So
Darren.
Yep.
1st and 10, Canyon Lake. McMullen backside to trap to Chacon. No, it's not Chacon. It's
Rivera.
Nick Rivera, number 15, and Rivera coming in playing from cornerback to tailback, and Rivera picks up 8 yards on the carry. Nice run by Rivera. He'll pick up 8 yards. 2nd down and 2. Ball at the 8-yard line of the Tigers. Nick Rivera had some run time this week and last week back there in the backfield, we noticed, but didn't know if he was going to get a touch on the ball or not.
He was one of the best rushers they had back in middle school, and then he got hurt.
2nd down and 2. McMullen dive play. This time it's going to be Kohlberg up the middle. And up the middle goes number 48, Andrew Kohlberg. And Kohlberg will get down to the 3-yard line. And that'll be enough for another Canyon Lake first down. It'll be first and goal from the 3 as Kohlberg drove in. Here comes number 42, Wharton, the sophomore. They brought up right before the Cuero scrimmage. And they're going to see if Wharton can carry the ball. Slater stays in, and out comes Nick Rivera. So Coach doing a little mix and match here with 1 minute to go in the third quarter. McMullen up under center, and it's going to be backside. It's going to be Ethan Slater. And handoff, touchdown, Canyon Lake. Number 10, Ethan Slater.
Well, as you said, they brought in Kohlberg and Wharton in there, and as a sort of a jumbo sort of thing. Those are both pretty good-sized fullback type looking guys, and they just blasted a hole open, and Slater was able to dive through for the touchdown.
And here comes the extra point attempt by Jacob Neal. Here's a snap to hold the kick. Jacob Neal puts up a lobber, and Neal kicks it through the goalpost. The extra point is good.
That was like a 56-degree wedge, I think was what that was.
That was your 64. That's your 64-degree lob wedge in the rough.
In the rough.
In the rough.
Yeah.
And here with 54 seconds to go in the third quarter, Canyon Lake 50 and the Tigers 10. Well, Canyon Lake has made this a track meet, Don.
Yeah, they are running up and down the court, and they also have some good passing. 4 for 6 for 69 yards. That's what you want to see from the quarterback, regardless of who you're playing. He needs as many passes as he can to get that part of the game going for the Hawks for later games.
Well, absolutely, and they're running a lot of people in, like we said they have done this whole season, and we see a lot of people getting some action on the offensive side.
Absolutely. Well, it'll be kicked off at the 40-yard line by Jacob Neal. Back deep will be number 10 to receive the kick for the Tigers, Christopher Calabias. And also number 8 receiving, Joseph Lopez.
The Hawks have 371 yards rushing.
All right, Hawk fans, on your feet. It's kickoff time at Canyon Lake.
So we're not yet in the fourth quarter.
Back will be number 16 for Smithville, Bryce Drysdale. There goes the kick. It's a short one, but ball is fumbled and recovered by number 6, Drysdale. He'll be down at the 29-yard line, and that's where they'll have it, 1st and 10.
Dylan forehand on the coverage. Saw the loose ball, and he dove on it pretty hard.
Well, he looked like a badger trying to get some honey or something out of a hole in a tree.
He had a chance to get something. He was going after it.
It'll be first. Yep, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 29-yard line. Otto looks back, pump fakes, has a man right there in the middle. It's a reception. Pass complete to number 8, Lopez. Wharton on the tackle along with
Sharp.
Pickup of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
So we're here.
Coach has got in a bunch of different guys, younger guys getting. We got Lucero at corner. We've got Cody Klein at the other corner. Ethan Slater playing kind of your rover guy in the backfield. We've got Jeremy Green and Sharp. So Coach has got a lot of different linemen up. Kyle Ewell's come in. Here's a run pass option. Otto's going to keep the ball. Wharton comes over. And on the tackle is going to be Wharton, number 42, and number 40, McCormick.
Nice job. Nice job of recognition for those guys. You know, they haven't been in there, and again, they saw that RPO. Quarterback pulls it down. He goes for it, and they did a nice job. Well, there you are. We're at the end of the third quarter. It's 50-10. We already put 50 points on the board. That's quite a night's bit of work already, and it's third down.
Well,
third
quarter
going into the fourth.
Is Don Chiente food. Woo. We're giving away a dinner right now. Don Chiente Poblano, chicken poblano dinner from Don Chiente. That's Carlos down there. And if you want authentic Mexican food, you're going to get it from Don Chiente right there next to Sweeties and the Security State Bank. So go see old Carlos down there. Walk in and tell him who you are with your ID. He'll have your name.
That's all you need.
That's all you need. That's all you need. So you get you a nice big plate of those poblano chicken enchiladas, and I may meet you there. So, next person.
Guess what we hadn't had to talk about?
The stats.
Lightning.
Oh no, it moved off, man. I was monitoring the situation. I was monitoring that situation closely.
The band.
So absolutely, we got here. It's been a track meet. We already put in 50 points. We're gonna give away some more stuff. What are we giving away right now?
Won it.
Craig G.
Craig G just won that, and that was Don Chiente.
Don Chiente. Nice. So here comes
Smithville
with the
Otto
ball.
rolls out to the right side. He's got a man on him. It's Dylan Forehand. Here's a pass. It's caught. Number 3 catches it at the 40. Cuts back. He's got some open pasture. Here comes the Hawks. Jeremy Green and Kyle Ewell. Nice reception by number 23.
But they're going to call this back.
No, it's against the Hawks.
No, he went out of bounds and came back in. He was the first one to touch the ball after
number
going out of
23,
bounds. I think it's going to come back here.
Fowler caught the ball, and
we'll see what
we'll wait for the call. He may have stepped out of bounds a little early. Nice reception by the Tigers.
We'll see what the call. I saw the referee throw his hat down on the sidelines and then immediately throw the flag out, which is
here comes the call. Well, when the receiver goes out of bounds, the referees will throw their hats. Now, was he out of bounds before he caught the ball and came back in and caught it? I don't know.
No, but he can't be the first person to touch the ball after being out of bounds.
On defense. And legal touching the ball, so that will go back. Both penalties negate each other, and we'll do this again.
All right, so we had 2 penalties. So one of them we clearly saw, and that was the once the receiver goes out of bounds, he cannot be the first person to make contact with the ball as he comes back in, and that's what happened there. That's where that penalty came from, and then we had another illegal play by the Canyon Lake, and then we'll do it all over. Here's a handoff to number 44.
Number 44 on the carry is Christian Atkins. And Atkins bolts his way forward to the 44-yard line. And they'll move the chains, and that'll be a first down for Smithville. It'll be 1st and 10, and Smithville's on the roll. We got 11 minutes to go here in the game. Coach Hooper's got a collage of different players all in there for the defense. Otto takes a shot downfield, and downfield they got him. Atkins, pass caught. And all the way downfield, number 23 on the reception. Tydrick Fowler. Fowler will get out of bounds. On the defense is Lucero. It'll be 1st and 10, Smithville at Canyon Lake 18-yard line.
38 yards.
Otto throws a nice ball. Caught his receiver going down the field. A great catch out right down along the sidelines. He caught it as he stepped out of bounds and thought he might have juggled it a little bit, but he was able to corral it in, and they gave him the big pass play.
Atkins and Drysdale in the backfield with Otto. Twins left. It's going to be a run. Here comes Drysdale. Big hole on the right side. Drysdale uses his wheel, and he's going to score. Touchdown, Smithfield Tigers. Drysdale on the carry on the left side at the 11:19 mark. The Tigers get on the board. Well, you got a second-string defense out there right now learning what it is to play at that level. And Drysdale, as we saw earlier in the game, took one all the way down the sidelines. And we'll probably see him at track meets in the 100-meter dash, I promise you that.
Yeah, he's got some wheels on him.
Here comes the extra point. High snap, gets it down. The ball is up. And the kick is no good. So at 11:19 to play here in the game, Canyon Lake 50 and the Tigers 16. Well, Craig Gore, he's going to have that Don Chiente chicken enchiladas dinner, and he's just going to be highly impressed.
Well, I tell you what, so much action going on. We didn't get a chance to celebrate the fact that he won that, but that's a big win right there.
And how do you win these? What do you do?
You just all you got to do is text in and walk in the door and give me your name and you're good to go,
Say,
man.
I'm Craig Gore. I'm the winner. Give me my food.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But you got to show your ID.
You got to show your ID.
So all of you guys, not saying anybody would think that they could impersonate
No.
Craig.
No. I don't.
But he better but you better show your ID.
Better have your ID.
You better have your ID because they will ask for that.
And kicking off the ball at the 40-yard line for the Smithville Tigers will be number 7, Gerardo James. Back deep will be Connor Rose, Chacon, and Jacob Neal. Well, let's see what Coach has for up his sleeve over there. Let's see if
So, Corey, a while ago you said that
Cyril Atkins does an onside kick or not. It puts it downfield.
Well, we'll see what they decide to do. You said we had the second team defense in there. I'm thinking it's probably about the third and fourth team, but nonetheless, pooch kick.
And Connor Rose will fair catch the ball at about the 19-yard line, make it the 25. And that's where the Hawks will set up 1st and 10. With 11:19 to play. Well, here comes Coach Moses has definitely got some other people in. We've got Hodge, and here comes Ian Royer. Number 81 is coming into the game. We hadn't seen him in a while, and that's Eric Collins. He'll get the ball. He's fast, and he'll play swing man a little bit also. Let's see where Coach comes in. Kohlberg's in the backfield. McMullen hands off to Kohlberg, left side, and Canyon Lake on the right side. That's going to be, I believe,
Kohlberg,
number 48 on the carry. He'll pick up 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7. But tonight, after the game's over, the Mighty Hawk Band, they'll be playing at midfield, or after the game, they'll be playing tonight. So take advantage of the Hawk Band playing tonight after the game. Bobbing and weaving in and out is number 32. I believe, was that Jacob Ruff?
No, that was 22. I think that's Rose.
Number 22, Connor Rose on the carry. And bobbing and weaving around. Connor Rose, he'll get out to the 36-yard line. They'll move the chains on the far side of the field, and that'll be enough for another Canyon Lake.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of just handoff right up the middle, and they'll do what they can do. And with the blocking that they've had, the tiredness of the Smithville, well, I just
pick up a 8 for him. Yeah,
that's what they'll just continue to do. I don't think they're going to do anything fancy here as they win the fourth quarter with the big lead.
Caleb Allman in the backfield and plows right up the middle, still on his feet, and Allman up the middle. I believe that was number 14 on the carry up the middle. Patrick Allman.
It wasn't Allman on the play, but it was.
But it wasn't Allman.
It was young Patrick Allman getting a little playing time.
And 2. Young Patrick Allman getting some play time with Slater in the backfield.
Well, we did say that they.
Patrick Allman again up the middle. There goes Patrick Allman. And Patrick Allman again on the carry. And Patrick Allman gets all the way out across the 45-yard line, down to the 49. And Allman, he'll move the chains on the far side of the field, and that'll be another Patrick Allman first down.
Well, no mistaking that Patrick Allman ran the ball on that one.
No.
Absolutely. That's good. As you said, JV didn't play last night, so they got some of these JV players up, and they're giving a lot of people some playing time. It's good to see.
It'll be 1st and 10. Canyon Lake, going to be backside. It's going to be, and wow, that I think was Wharton, number 42, the linebacker, carried number 65 on the tackle. Wharton on the carry. Travis Davenport brings down Wharton after a gain of about 1. Make it 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 as McMullen comes out of the game. In comes Brandon Robinson at quarterback. Well, Coach is getting everybody he can. We still have 8 minutes and 45 seconds to play. Brandon Robinson, the junior, number 2 quarterback, comes in. He's the weak side outside linebacker or rover for our defense. Brandon Robinson drops the ball. Patrick and fumble on the play. Allman dives on the ball. Loss of about 2.
Well, there you go. You come in, you're a little bit cold. You hadn't taken a snap, and coach says, "Hey, get out there and play quarterback," and you just mishandled the snap.
Well, he's got in there. He's the center. He's going to have Nathan Daly on. He's got Kyle Ewell in there, Toich at tackle. He's got Hodge in there. He's got Pendleton. So he's got some of the regulars. Kyle Ewell himself is a mountain of a young man. And it's going to be 3rd down and about 12. Brandon Robinson backfired strap. It's going to be Ethan Slater. Ethan Slater cuts across, and Ethan Slater drives.
It's going to be close.
Going to be close to the 1st down. Ethan Slater on the run.
They're going to call him down about 6
9
inches.
yards. He gained about 10. It's going to be 4th down and a short 1. So let's see if Coach goes for it. And I know he wants those young kids to make their own way and learn. So Coach,
well, at the 41,
Coach Moses is going to go for it here.
Yeah, at the 41-yard line in a punting situation this late in the game, I see him just saying, "Hey, let's just line it up and see if we just continue to grind some clock
4th
out."
and 1. Allman in the back. Patrick Allman in the backfield. Dive play. Patrick Allman. And Patrick Allman with the ball up the middle. And
he got to the 40-yard line.
And Allman, with forward progress, gets to the 40-yard line. And we have a timeout by the officials. Now, they're saying he fumbled the ball when he was stood up, and they ripped it out of his hands. I don't know.
I think
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
So they're conversing about it right now.
Yeah, as whether or not they, I think they said, "Hey, look, the ball might have come out."
And they'll move the chains. And that'll be enough for another Canyon Lake 1st down.
I think they probably blew the whistle while everything was stood up in a pile because nobody went to the ground.
There was 9 men against 9 men at one point. I can promise you that.
Well, I can tell you right now that Corey has said that's another 1st down 32 times.
32 times. There's been another first
Cody
down.
Klein coming in with the play. Well, Cody Klein comes in the backfield. Wharton, Kohlberg, and Slater. And it's going to be a backside to Kohlberg. And I'll make that Kyle Wharton. And Kyle Wharton with the carry. And he'll pick up 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7 behind Hodge and Toich. So they're getting some real good time at the 6:30 mark here left in the game. It's 50-16 as Canyon Lake has put on a clinic today with the slot offense, both setting up the run and the pass setting up the run. So it's worked well.
There's been 11 Hawk rushers in this game.
That's spreading the ball around. That's spreading the love around.
It'll be 2nd down and 7. Slater in the slot position. Kyle Wharton backside, and it's going to be flag on the play.
A little movement early.
And it'll be a little movement on the Hawks early. So that'll be 5 yards. And repeat 2nd down.
Now one of those guys in the backfield decided he was going to get a little early jump on it. A little excited, thought it was coming his direction. So, absolutely.
They're doing their halftime show. In the middle field. Yeah, halftime show.
So, here comes.
Don't forget, folks, the Mighty Hawk band will do their halftime show after the game. You want to stay and enjoy the Mighty Hawk band halftime show. Move to the end of the game.
So here comes Canyon Lake up to the line of scrimmage. Again, Robinson is at the helm as quarterback. You've got Andrew Kohlberg in the backfield and Kyle Wharton.
Kyle Wharton, number 42. He's a sophomore linebacker they brought up for the Cuero game.
And he's playing split. He's playing that slot back and doing it well.
Dive play. And in comes a fumble picked up by Brandon Robinson. And Robinson picks up the loose ball. And it'll be a loss on the play way back as Robinson picks up the ball all the way back to the 48.
Well, on that play, you had a run blitz that was being dialed up by the Smithville Tigers, and guy jumped the snap and it just blew the whole play up.
In comes number 81. I'm sorry, Darren. You're right.
They just blew the play up before they could really. Quarterback barely even got his hand on the ball, so lucky not to fumble.
3rd down and about 16 or 17. Brandon Robinson under center, jet sweep. Again, here comes Ethan Slater slicing through. And Ethan Slater on the right side. Behind Kohlberg and Teutsch, we have a man injured on the field. We have an injured athlete on the field.
The band will not march now.
No. I heard that.
Is it raining? Oh, I guess it is rain. I guess there is some umbrellas.
Hey, well, folks, while we've got you right now, we have an injured man getting off the field. Let's give him a big round of applause. Smithville Tiger, number 66, David McRae. Well, now we're not having the band.
The band is not. So what has transpired in the last few minutes is a little bit of a sprinkle. Not, I wouldn't even call it much of a rain, but a little bit of sprinkle. I see like 3 umbrellas that have popped up, and because of that, the band will not take the field.
Will not, but you can go to Lily's Java Pad tonight.
You can have that. You can go up there to Lucky's. You can get you a little something to eat. And if you're a high school student here at Canyon Lake, you can go to the 5th quarter.
Jacob Neal blind up the punt, gets one down inside the 10. It's going to be returned by Drysdale. Drysdale still on his feet. And Drysdale on the return. And he'll bring it out to about the 10-yard line. And that's where Smithville will have it. 1st and 10, 4:45 to play here in the game. Well, we just had an update on the band. The band will not be playing after the game. Repeat, the band will not be playing after the game due to inclement weather, possibly rain on the way. So, your choices are the 5th quarter, Lucky's Restaurant, or Lily's Java Pad at the lake.
we got people excited. They're all excited. It's a big win tonight.
1st and 10, Hawks. Here comes the center. It's a new running back, and it's going to be number 3. And a flag is thrown out on the play. Armonte Chase on the carry, number 3. Flag thrown at about the 10-yard line.
That was a nice tackle. I'm trying to get the number on the player that was over there. That was Wharton, I think, coming up. No, that was Kohlberg that made that stop.
No flag on the play. It'll be we'll figure this one out here. Loss on the play. It'll be 2nd down and about 13. No flag. Otto in the backfield. And he'll take the snap. Look to the right side. Looks downfield. Rushes out of his end zone. He's being rushed. Rivera gets an angle at him. And Otto on the carry. Chased out of bounds by Andrew Kohlberg, number 48, linebacker. He'll stop the clock with 4:27 to go in the game. Well, there's been lightning all around. There's been rain. There's been drizzle. There's been a band. There's been no band.
We've crowned a court.
Don Chente enchilada, poblano enchiladas have been given away.
I tell you what, it's been a good night. It's been a good night for the Hawk faithful. Got to crown a new king and queen court.
The king and the queen of the court.
Timeout Smithville.
So with 4:27, Smithville takes a timeout. They're going to huddle up here. It's 3rd and about 5.
So, folks, don't forget the Canyon Lake High School Athletic Booster Club's Casino Night Scholarship Fundraiser. That'll be October 5th. You can get a hold of the Athletic Booster Club through either Facebook or Instagram, or find someone there in the stands, tag them, don't let them go, and tell them you need to buy some tickets for a great cause. They'll be serving barbecue and a silent auction, as well as having a fun at the casino tables. It's the Canyon Lake High School Athletic Booster Club fundraiser gala called Casino Night, October 5th at Goofy's. Well, right now it's going to be 3rd down and a long 4 for the Tigers. At the 4:27 mark, Otto takes the ball. Pump Flake's got a man right in the flat. Got a reception across the 20. Breaks it across the 25. Open pasture across the 40. It's a foot race. Lucero, Cody Klein, and Cody Klein comes out of nowhere. Number 8 on the reception for the Tigers. Lopez with the big cane brought down by Cody Klein, number 26. And Lopez has got some wheels, and Klein ran him down. Off the field comes Cody Klein, but
Cody Klein, his helmet came off in that tackle, so he had to come off the sideline. But I tell you what, he showed his speed right there.
It did, and it showed. Really, golly, he's got some wheels. Cody Klein had an angle of pursuit on him, but it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the Canyon Lake 15-yard line. Tube in the backfield. It's going to be Atkins will take it, and immediately he gets the ball. He's hit. Number 16 on the carry, Drysdale. And Drysdale will get to the line of scrimmage. He's met by Yule, number 55, and Teutsch. That'd be 2nd down and 10.
That was a 69-yard pass play by Smithville.
So just to set that up, that was quite a play. We'll talk about it right after this play's done.
Here it again, Drysdale again up the middle. Big hole, he's going to make a touchdown. And up the middle it goes. Touchdown for the Smithville Tigers, number 18, Chris Sanders. So, at 3:20 left in the game, the Tigers get on the scoreboard. And here comes the extra point attempt by Gerardo James. Well, the second, in some cases, third string defense got some action out there. They felt what it's like. It's what coaches typically do in a situation like this. They want to get their young guys out there to get some experience, and boy, do they get some. They just got a big welcome. The extra point is good. They just got a big dose of what varsity football speedster like Lopez really can do.
I tell you what, yeah, absolutely. And you said there's a combination of third and fourth string kind of guys in there. We know there's some JV guys playing. But Lopez has some wheels. We were very impressed with what took place in that play that went for such a long distance. It wasn't that long of a pass play from a pitch and catch perspective. Just a little swing pass, a little curl route out on the
a 7-yard curl, and he just broke it back up
out on the left side. He cuts across the field. He's got the edge, and he is basically outrun the edge, and it looked like he was going to be gone. And really, from out of nowhere, Cody Klein came and just tracked him down. Now that was impressive in and of itself, but a little bit gassed after that, and they gave it to the big fullback, and he sauntered his way into the end zone, and
that he did.
And, I think it's just
right,
being able to compete at that level over and over and over again. So I got to think they'll probably do an onside kick here. Don't know. It's 50 to 23.
And coach has got his hands team up there. And we'll see what happens here. They could get an onside kick just to get some more points on the board. And he just punches one up at about the 20-yard line. Fair catch taken. Chacon with the fair catch at about the 21-yard line. And they'll bring it out to the 25. And that's where Canyon Lake will have it. 1st and 10, 3:20 to play in the game. Well, Ward will come back in. Teutsch is in there. Dylan Shepard, Yule. He's got a complete second on the offense. Pendleton, he's coming in, the sophomore center. He played a couple games starting as DeLeon was out. So let's see what the vaunted two-string to do with Brandon Robinson at quarterback. In comes number 81. Again, that's Eric Collins. 1st and 10, Canyon Lake.
Fumble.
And fumble on the play. And Tigers say they have it. And they do. And just like that, the Tigers will have the ball 1st and 10 at the Canyon Lake 26-yard line. Well, you hate to see a game go down like this, Those guys want to get in or do their all, and they're just not as well oiled, as you say. Don't get me touches,
Yeah,
so they're learning curve and experience.
Well, and as I said, it's a combination. You're multiple kids deep. You say second string. It's really multiple kids deep in each of those positions.
Sure.
And some of them are off the JV that they pulled up. So, again, consistency together. it's just a good experience for them to get in a game like this.
Otto takes the ball, shoots it downfield, and there's going to be a high flyer. And there's going to be a flag on the play intended for, I believe, number 23. Sharp was there along with Lucero.
I think.
Looks like it might be pass interference on Canyon Lake. And again,
yeah, I think Lucero.
They're getting their chores in there. I say they're getting their chores. They're getting their due diligence done on learning what it takes to cover somebody at the varsity level. Stephen Sharp's number 3. He came over and swatted the balls. I didn't know if it was Lucero or Sharp.
I think Lucero never looked back for the ball. It was one of those things. Receivers basically taking on a go route on the far left side, going into the end zone, and Lucero had him covered
against Canyon Lake.
And they're going to say he clutched him and didn't
That'll be
let
10
him get
yards.
free.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the Hawk 13-yard line. And this is how you learn. 1st and 10, 3 minutes to go in the game. The Tigers knocking on the door again and hand off. It's the big man. Plenty of room. There he goes across the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Smithville. Touchdown, Smithville. Number 44 on the touchdown. Christian Atkins. And here come the Tigers at 2:51 to go in the game for the extra point attempt. Well, looking at the score, if you're looking out there right now, you may be wherever you're at. You're going to say, here come the Tigers. And duly so.
Duly so.
Duly so.
They take nothing away from them. They've kept their head up and they continue to fight. So you don't take a lot of solace into what the differential necessarily is. I'm sure people will look around the league and say, oh well, and that's fine.
But that's fine.
People can look past you that way.
A lot of smoke and mirrors.
Absolutely.
There's a flag on the play before the ball was snapped before the extra point.
Got to delay
a delay game on Smithville. So we'll back up the ball just a little bit, 5 yards.
So they'll line this up. They'll do a kick it from the 15-yard line. It'll be a 25-yard extra point.
25-yard extra point attempt by James. Here's a snap to hold. The kick is up, and he slips, but it is good. And the extra point is good. So with 2:51 to play in the game, your score, Canyon Lake 50 and the Tigers 30. Well, excuse me, lessons to be learned, and that's what those guys are out there for. And I'll tell you what, Tigers are putting the hammer down. They're going to. I'll bet you dime to a donut. They do an onside kick.
Well, yeah, of course, man. They've whittled this thing down to a 20-point lead. Now it's three possessions and 2:51. That's a tall order, but I tell you, anything can happen. Balls take a crazy bounce at times.
They do. Well, coach has got his seniors out there on the all-hands team. He's expecting an onside kick. We've got everywhere from Neal to Lee, Grayson to Rivera, JT Green up on the front lawn, De Leon, quarterback out there. Only person back is Caleb Allman, number 5, at the 15-yard line. So they're expecting an onside kick, and let's see what happens. I think maybe coach has had enough.
Well, he doesn't want to turn the ball over here, even though it's a 3-touchdown lead.
On your feet. And here comes the ginger kick, and he punks one down there. It's going to be Caleb Allman all by himself at the 12. Across the 20, Caleb Allman looking to find a hole. He has a little seam, breaks across the 20 to the 30-yard line. He'll get out to the 35-yard line. And Caleb Allman with the return. And Allman will get out to the 35. They'll move the chains up, and that'll be a first down for Canyon Lake at 2:43 to go in the game. Well, coach has had enough. His complete crew is in there. He wants to make a statement here. He's got his complete number 1 squad in the game, and I think he's had enough.
Yeah, he wants to run this last 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, he's going to use this 2.5 minutes out.
He doesn't care if they score or not, but he doesn't want to give the ball back to them, and that's what
Martelli
he's
split wide out to the numbers with Connor Rose split out on the wide other side. McMullen up under center. It's going to be a Tristan Chacon sweep to the left side. There goes Chacon. Chacon with the carry. And Chacon will make it across the right side, across the 40-yard line. Out to the 41. Canyon Lake gained him 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. Yeah, so Coach had enough, and he's just going to run this ball left, right, up the middle, left, right, up the middle.
He just doesn't want any more fumbles. They put the ball, the backups put that on the ground a couple times. He didn't want to see that.
No.
So he's going to put the first teamers back in just to run this thing out.
This time it's Chacon, same play, different direction. Chacon gets on the outside of the 40. He might make it back to the line of scrimmage plus a yard, maybe. Chacon on the carry, brought down by number 35 of the Tigers, Stevens. We 3rd down and 3, gain of 1. 1:50 to go in the game. Coach taking his time. He's going to send Martelli in with the next play. He's going to let that clock wind down a little bit and just hold on the ball and take it to the house.
Minute 35 left on the clock as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Nick Mullen under center. It's going to be a Ruff dive play, and Ruff just says, give me the ball, Coach, and he does. So Ruff will get across the 45-yard line into the 47. That'll be enough to move the chains. And that's another Canyon Lake first down. Well, couple more plays, and that's going to be all she wrote for tonight's game.
Yeah, I'm
going to wait to hear your stats with waited anticipation.
Well, I'll be gone by then, guys.
Well, he's going to take his stats with him, so.
Well, you have to read about it on the Hillspot newspaper.
Well, I was watching one of the San Antonio news stations this last week, and they had Canyon Lake as the number 11 team in the area.
Well, Don, good doing game with you. We'll see you, and we can get all your stats where?
And Blanco.
No, on your
Hilltop,
website.
Yeah, Hilltop newspaper.
Hilltopnewspaper.com. And he just dropped the mic right there, folks. Did you see him do that? He just dropped the mic. I cannot believe that. He's marching out of here, and he's headed down the stands with his laptop and his notebook. And
that'll be in the Don till next week at Blanco.
They're in the victory formation as they take the last snap of the game right there, and that's going to do it with the final 25 seconds. We'll kick off.
That'll be the last play of the game. Your final score here tonight: the Tigers of Smithville 30 and your Canyon Lake Hawks 50.
Well, that was a well-played game. A little sloppy there in the fourth quarter, but when you're up 50 to 10 at the time, you're going to get everybody some playing time. That's good stuff.
We want to thank everybody here tonight at Canyon Lake's homecoming, the faculty staff, the cheerleaders, the dance team, the trainers, the coaches, the parents, the players, and the Canyon Lake Youth Football and Cheer Division. Thank y'all for coming out tonight. It was a pleasure having all of the young Hawks here. Well, tonight after the game, we have the 5th quarter Breakfast Club.
You okay?
At North Shore United Methodist Church. Or you can go to Lucky's or Lily's Java Pad at the lake and get your late night cappuccino or coffee. We'll see y'all next week. Canyon Lake takes to the road to our neighbors to the north to play the Blanco Panthers. Kickoff time is always at 7:30, and we expect the full house. You want to catch the game? Log on to hilltopnewspaper.com, find the link, and listen to Canyon Lake Broadcasting, the voice of the Hawks. We want to welcome a good night to everybody from Smithville and Canyon Lake. We appreciate you and your tonight's attendance. Have a straight through track. God bless and good night. Well, that's the end of a game. The score's not indicative of what it could have been, but in times like that, you want to get your players in. So we'll take a break and we'll be back after these messages.
You may think you can get a good burger almost anywhere around here, but at Baja Barbecue Shack, we have a lot more to offer. While enjoying one of our delicious options between Tex-Mex and barbecue entrees, or enjoying a drink at one of our full-service bars, you and the kids will be well entertained by our live music while overlooking the marina, which is one of the best spots in Canyon Lake to see the beautiful sunset. So come join the Baja family. Find us at BajaBarbecueShack.com or give us a call at 830-935-3122.
Hey, sports fans here in Canyon Lake and around Texas. When you need the best septic systems, look no further than Paul Sawyer Septics, the only company with a 3-year warranty and a 3-year maintenance agreement in the business. PaulSawyerSeptics.com, installing systems that last a lifetime. Give them a call at 830-935-4936. That's 830-935-4936. PaulSawyerSeptics.com.
We had 50-30 is the final score. And, Darren, it's a quick wrap-up tonight for Canyon Lake Broadcasting at the Paul Sawyer Septic post-game show here.
Absolutely. It was a game that was really in hand and over at halftime for the most part. Canyon Lake came out and did what they needed to do. They controlled the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, both on the defensive and offensive side. Pretty much ran at will. We got to see some nice passing along the way, which always bodes well for the future. And it was a good game.
Peyton
good
McMullen had some good passing catches. He had some people wide open. I think he did a well job tonight. The offensive line was ginning along. I mean, we had two guys at the 100-yard mark before halftime. So that bodes well for the future. Towards the end of the game, like we said, we were up 50 to, I think, 16 or something, and Coach got his players in there to get them some experience. They got some experience, and we walk away tonight with no injuries. And, in fact, I don't think there's really too many injuries on both sides, which is great for a high school football game. And
absolutely.
That bodes well on everybody's end. So, moving ahead to Blanco, we haven't not had them on our schedule since we've started the school. That'll be next week. We'll have a kickoff time pregame show at 6:30 at Canyon Lake Broadcast. You can go to Lone Star Gridiron or Canyon Lake Sports to hear Canyon Lake Broadcasting, or you can go to KMAX Sports to hear the feed. So,
yeah, looking forward to that game. It's sort of an annual ritual we've had with Blanco for a long time, and it's always a good game. I look for Canyon Lake to come in there looking to go to 5-0. Quite frankly,
certainly do.
Look, they did exactly what they needed to do tonight. As you said, the final score is not indicative in terms of how lopsided this was, but hey, you got a lot of people in the game. As we said, JV did not play last night, so he even got some JV players into the game, and that's good for the program, good for the team, and they're excited. Those guys are happy, and that's good stuff.
Well, we come away with the win. And nobody got hurt. We're going to have Blanco ahead of us in short order. We got some winners, so some tacos, some food, some golf, some coffees. And I'll tell you what, man, it's a good night to be a Canyon Lake Hawk. Well, this is Corey Martelli, your play-by-play of Canyon Lake Broadcasting. Darren LeSurgeon, your color commentator and producer. And this is Canyon Lake Broadcasting, the voice of the Hawks. Wishing you a good night, safe trip, God bless to wherever you are out there.